Hello, and welcome back to Against the Dragonlords. This is it. This is the finale. This is the final episode. It's the episode after the penultimate episode, which was last week. And we also like to call it episode 8. What's going to happen? Last week, I think, Jess is going to update us on what happened last week.
Yes, I will, and I remember it all very clearly, so I will not miss or forget anything, and the chat will not correct me if I do. So last week we had just left Zaroth.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah, we just left there, and we were like, "Oh my gosh, we need to leave because everything's terrible." And we got away, and we were running across country to get to Solace because we're like, we hear Solace is on fire, everything's going wrong, the dragon armies are coming. Oh no, this is terrible. Was the thought process. So we went on a long journey, and we got so Dare was off sick. So this is also a fun update for Dare. So we said Royce's character as the character was scouting ahead on the route. But we journeyed across a rickety old bridge, and Yanis nearly died. And then we did something else. I think it was climbing up something, and again Yanis nearly died, I think, but did not. And then we found this cave that looked like a face of the Wizard of Magia's magic staff. And so we went inside, and there was this cool altar, and it was like, oh, she got the feeling that if she put the I'm saying wand, staff. Yes, the staff on the table, and it got a cool magical upgrade, so she can do more cool magic stuff and things. Specifically, Magia was, I can't remember. Do you get more like spell slot spells or something, or?
It let me cast a few more spells at will, which was, it gave me a +2 to my AC while holding it.
That's the one.
And once a day I can cast Knock, Levitate, and /or Dispel Magic. I don't know if it was, I forgot to ask if it was one of those spells from the list once a day or one of each once a day.
Each of them once a day.
Oh, nice.
Wowza.
So, yeah, so that was quite cool. And then we carried on across the plains, and then a man pretended to be sick, but I was shooketh because he actually lied to us about that. And it was actually a draconian in disguise, and it was a new one we hadn't seen before, and it had big fancy wings. So that was fun. So we dispatched of that, and we found a goblin deserter from the dragon armies, had been hung on a tree, and the note was written by the big bad dude who's not Darth Vader. His name is something else.
Verminard.
Yes, but I feel like he's pretty much Darth Vader. But anyway, he had signed the note, being like, "This is what happens to traitors." So we cut the goblin down and buried him because we were like, "Oh, like, sorry, this sucks." And then we travelled further, and we came to an encampment where it had pretty much refugees from the plains who had been driven out of their village by the dragon armies that were marching south. And we gave them some food, so we have like hardly any supply left now. So yeah, we have like no supply. A lot of people are fatigued because they didn't have any food because I gave it away to people. And then we arrived back near Solace, and that goblin dude was standing there, or a different goblin dude that looked remarkably similar.
Same goblin dude, but with different
brother.
That was the one. Was like, said something to us, and we ended the episode there.
Yes.
Good.
Okay. So
I told you I can do the summary, but it'll be rambly, and
that's fine. It was fine. Okay, so before we start, let us please introduce our characters. Let's go in reverse order this time. So let's start with Royce.
Hi, I'm Dare. I'm playing Royce. She is our lovable burglar. I'll never know if I say it correctly. Never correct me. And she's doing her best. They have never caused any trouble, and they were just scouting ahead. And now they and me are back to be are glad to be here.
Okay, Jack. Who are you playing?
Hello, I'm playing Yanis, who is a perfectly well-mannered and reasonable halfling, specifically Kenda, which is a culture exclusive to Krynn. He, for the most part, thinks his mystical quest is finished and is looking forward to some well-deserved R&R, and I'm sure that nothing further bad will happen necessitating our involvement.
And V.
Hi, I'm V. I'm playing Magia, who so far nothing terrible has happened to yet.
Not apart from dying, what, 4 times, 5 times?
A few times. She's not aware of all of those times, so it's fine. Yeah, I have cool new spell things that I'm slightly worried that I've been given, because that means that I'm probably going to have to use one of them coming up, which is always interesting. Be cautious when the DM gives you cool shiny things, because there's probably a reason for that. And I'm excited to find out how we definitely win this fight and don't screw anything up for the world at all.
Okay. And finally, Jessica, who are you playing?
I am playing Constance, human imperial marshal. She is a knight of Salamnia, and she's kind of stupid but very earnest and wants to do the right thing, and is taking the burden of saving the world very, very seriously, and wishes that everyone else would also.
Okay, so I am Russ, aka Morris, or Morris, aka Russ. I'll be your narrator for this evening. And when we last left our heroes, they had dispatched a dragon back in the ruined city of Zatzaloth, fled the collapsing city, avoiding dragon armies on the way, all the way back across the plains, all the way back to Solace, the village where they started, which is on fire. And as our heroes come down the road towards Solace, they hear the clippity-cloppity of hooves behind them, and in a scene very reminiscent of the one which opened this very campaign 8 weeks ago. Lord Toeed, the hobgoblin, comes over a rise on a pony, flanked by 4 hench goblins. Now, 8 weeks ago, you fought 4 goblins. They were quite small goblins. Lord Tweed seems to have, let's say, upgraded his bodyguards. These ones look a little bit tougher. And as he comes over the rise, he pulls his pony to a stop. Hang on a second. And calls out, "Stop! Who goes there?"
Oh no.
Wait, I remember you.
This
Oh,
guy.
it's this guy again.
Didn't I dispatch you heroically?
I think you turned tail and ran. Actually, do you guys remember that? Does anyone remember? I think.
Yes,
sorry.
I did
Threw
run away.
one of his little goblins.
I see a knight,
I remember the sound,
a
yes.
minotaur, tiefling, and a kender. Yes,
Okay.
those were the notes. Those were the orders. You know everybody's looking for you.
Yeah, a lot of stuff's happened since we last saw you. It's a whole thing. Don't worry about it.
He gestures towards his goblins, and just like 8 weeks ago, they start to move forward and spread out to flank you.
God.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. If you're looking for that pendant, that's long gone, by the way.
Yeah.
The blue crystal pen. Well, you had it all along.
Well,
Yeah,
yes.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we lied to you.
Guards, we have no use for this vermin. Kill them, and then we will tell Lord Verminard of our great victory in slaying the villains.
I'm going to take my battle axe out and look at him and be like, are we really going to need to do this again? Or are you just going to let us pass?
4 goblins in between you and him. And he sort of like turns around and starts to trot off in the opposite direction again, just like he did last time over
We
there.
did this last time.
leaving his big hench goblins, and these ones have great swords, and they're dressed in plate armor.
That is
Like,
very dishonorable. Can I try and shoot him with my bow as he goes?
Sure.
Because
I think you did that last time, didn't you? I can't remember.
Literally.
it
Yeah.
does sound like a thing I'd do.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Do you want me to roll initiative? Do we need to go into initiative, or can
Let's
I
just
just
roll
have
an
a go?
attack with your bow first, and then we'll roll initiative.
20.
Okay. 18 to hit.
Oh,
18 is going to hit Lord Toeed.
Good. I will then I shall shoot him. That'll be 7 piercing damage.
Your arrow strikes him in the backside as this pony trots over the hill, and he lets out a squeal and jumps like a foot in the air on top of his pony before the pony disappears over the rise. And now we will roll initiative.
Okay.
Nice. Right, I used up all my bad rolls last week. Does everyone remember that? Just before I roll this dice.
Yeah, all the bad
9.
rolls gone. Nothing bad will happen.
The goblins have rolled 16. So these goblins are wearing dragon armor, which is basically plate armor, but with scales kind of fashioned like dragon scales. They've all got a reddish tinge to them, a sort of dark red.
I got 19.
So
How did everyone else roll?
Now the goblins are on 16.
9.
Good.
4.
Perfect.
Oh dear.
I also got a 9.
Ooh.
I'm assuming Royce has better dexterity than Magia.
I would assume so.
Okay, great. This has gone really well, everybody. 10 out of 10. Back into battle. Right.
Okay.
So this is the current initiative we have.
So Constance, you're going first.
I am. Okay. So I shot my bow. So I got my bow out. So I'll just shoot one of the goblins that's near us. So we
Sure.
can try to do that. So that'll be a dirty 20 to hit.
Is a hit.
Excellent! Woo! So 8. So that's 9 piercing damage on that one.
Mm-hmm. That's a strike in the shoulder of one of the goblins who lets out a growl of pain and snaps off the arrow at the tip.
As they should. And I should have done this before my attack, but I was excited. So as my bonus action, I'm going to mark foe on one that I didn't hit with my arrow that's not wounded. And this means that everyone gets an expertise dice on attacks made against that creature until the start of my next turn.
A different one to the one you just shot.
Yeah, because I got this one.
Okay, yeah. Okay then, who's next? It is them, I believe. They're about 30 feet away. They spread out in a semicircle around you. Then they all pull out javelins,
Oh.
which, as one, in one kind of organised unit, they raise their javelins and fling them out. So there is 4 of you, and there are 4 of them. So you each get treated to a javelin each. You lucky people. So let's start at the top. Jess, what is your AC, please?
It's 16. But do I have any way to try and dodge and move out of the way of that? Do I get saving throw or?
Well, they make an attack roll,
Okay, fair enough.
and you have an armor class.
Good try there, Jess. I like that.
I was gonna ask, you know.
Traditionally, how D&D works.
Yeah, well, we're not playing D&D. We're playing
we're not
Advanced
playing.
5th edition, Russ.
True,
So
true.
you know what I'm doing right now? I'm desperately looking through any of my feats that I have because I have many
Yeah. So
now.
have you got anything
Wow.
specific?
I actually don't. I just was
Okay.
hoping you would think I did. Anyway,
Close to
my
that,
AC
yeah.
is 16.
Okay. This goblin has rolled a 14. You deflect the arrow with your shield.
I
The
do.
javelin with your shield.
With my arm, I think I just
With your
dashed it
armor.
to the side.
Magia, what is your AC?
With the staff, it would be 11.
Okay, this one hits, I'm afraid. You take 12 points of piercing damage as a javelin lances straight into you.
She is not pleased by this at all.
Royce, your AC.
Double check. It is 16.
This one misses. You manage to sidestep it and it just lands quivering in the ground next to you. And then finally, Yanis, your AC.
It's currently 14, Russ.
That one is what we like to call a direct hit
Oh,
for 10
Oof.
points of piercing damage.
10.
Oh my lord.
Ow.
These javelins, as you look at them, are made of solid metal. They look like solid iron. They're coloured red.
Oh.
And they look, as they hit the ground, with a massive thud, like they're really, really heavy, much heavier than your average javelin.
God, so they've got a training regime with these goblins go. They did like the Schwarzenegger like
They did the whole
Training
Rocky
regime.
montage last week. What do you
punching big carcasses of pigs
Yeah,
in the back
exactly.
of caves.
Exactly. Okay, who's next?
That's a great question.
I think it's
believe
me.
it is.
It is Royce.
Yes, because everyone else
Okay.
rolled terribly.
It's probably not a sneak attack type situation, so I'm going to use my short sword
Mhm.
and go attack the one directly ahead of me. Does a 14 hit?
14 does not. Your short sword bounces off the plate armor.
Ugh.
Is there anything else you're doing?
Did you use the expertise dice on your attack as well? Because you get an extra D4 from if you chose the one I marked as foe.
Was the one directly ahead of me the one marked as foe?
I think it was, yes.
Okay, then let me roll that. Just making sure.
Good theatre of the mind.
Okay, so that becomes a 17 then.
The 17 is still a miss.
Oh,
Oh my god!
Oh boy.
This armor they're
Should we just-
wearing is solid.
Should we just wipe before we even get into the final town? Should we do that?
Is that you done now, Royce?
Yeah.
Who's next?
Magia's
Magia.
next.
Magia is going to pull that javelin out
Mm-hmm.
and like
Nice.
throw it to the ground, swear very loudly at the goblins in
Coffin.
Kothian. Kothian? I'm probably pronouncing that horribly wrong. I'm sorry, fans of Dragonlance. And then is going to cast mage armor on herself.
Okay. Seems reasonable.
Keep
Is
yourself alive.
that Magia done at that point?
How far are they from us? Are they still like 30 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I'll do for now. There isn't anywhere
Okay.
interesting to move right now with Flutter, so.
And that leaves Yanis.
Right. Quickly, with a bonus action, I'm going to throw up a shield of faith, increasing my AC. And then I really need to just save spells because we're probably not going to get a rest before we get into the town. So I'm just going to quite worthlessly hurl little bullets at them like that. I think I'm going to
Just
make
like
that noise
rocks
as I
on
do
the
it.
floor or something.
No, I've got bullets. I've got little
Okay.
bullets.
I didn't know.
I've got a little pouch of... We've been adventuring together for 8 weeks, Jessica, and you don't know I've got a pouch of bullets.
Correct, I did not know that.
that. Some leader of the free peoples you shall be.
Thank you
Hint,
for your
hint.
vote of confidence. Says Constance in all sincerity.
6.
6.
Yeah. And
You'll be
is that
shocked
it?
to hear. You'll be shocked to hear that that's a miss.
Does it
None of them
annoy
that are
them
wearing-
though?
There's not one of them that like left its armor behind today or anything like that.
Even if it had left its armor behind, I think a 6 would still be a miss.
Sure, that's fine. Well, I tried, everyone.
You did
No-
try,
No
you did
one,
try.
no one can judge me. That's my go. That's my great opener.
In that case, we're back to Constance. They're still 30
Excellent.
feet away from you.
I am gonna run because I can move 30 feet for my movement up towards one.
Mhm.
Draw out my battle axe as I run and swing to smack it about because I don't like this goblin. It's rude, it's mean, I'm not about it. And this is probably going to be the one that I hit with my bow because it's the one that's facing me.
Sure.
Which I assume no longer has its javelin because it chucked it at me and I didn't bring it
Correct.
back. Oh, that's not good. But you last session you gave me an inspiration. So I'm going to use it to re-roll.
Uncharacteristically generous of me, but I believe it.
I did something really funny, in fairness. I can't remember what it was now. That will be a 22 to hit. If you
That's
tell
gonna
me
hit.
doesn't hit, I'll be very cross, Ross.
That would hit most things, I think.
Exactly. So that's only like 5 points of damage, though. That's not very good.
It's not great.
But because I am an inspiring leader,
You are.
2 people near me gain an expertise dice on their first attack at the start of the next turn. So whoever's like closest to me, I don't know.
Well,
I'll
Royce
say-
has moved forward. The other 2 have held back so far.
Okay, so maybe it'll be Magia and Yanis then that are closest to me, so they get an expertise dice.
No, Royce would be closest to you because you've.
Oh, Royce. Okay, Royce.
So you and Royce have moved forward. Magia and Yanis are further back.
Okay, I'll pick Royce and Magia then.
Okay.
So they'll get an expertise die on their first attack until the start of my next turn, and then I'm going to mark foe on the one nearest to Royce, which means as my bonus action, which means you get an expertise dice. So Royce, if you hit the one near you, you'll get a d6 on your attack because it'll stack. And then I'm done.
Okay. Who's next? Is it them?
It's them.
Okay, so Constance and Royce are both engaged in a melee savage with the pair of goblins. The other two goblins spread out and move forward to engage Yanis and Magia. So you each conveniently and symmetrically got one goblin each, which just makes life easier. So let's start with Constance. What is your AC?
My AC...
It's great sword at this stage.
My AC is 16, but when it goes to attack me, I would like to parry.
Okay.
So I'll roll my d4 to add to my... so it'll be a 19 AC.
Okay, you've rolled a 20. That is a hit.
What? That's outrageous.
You take 9 points of slashing damage.
That is also quite outrageous.
Magia, your armor class now, with mage armor, should be a bit better now.
Is 14.
You have a staff in hand, don't you?
Yes.
Staffs also have the parrying property.
Oh.
So
then
once per round, you can do that and add 1d4 to your AC.
I will do that then if it's hitting me.
You hold it up like to
yeah.
blade.
14,
Yeah.
15, 17.
17. So that would have hit, but because you threw your staff in the way, you managed to deflect, and the staff of Magius is like magical and enhanced. So, the greatsword has no chance of damaging it. So you just deflect the incoming greatsword with your staff with ease. The goblin's eyes kind of widen in surprise. There, wasn't expecting that. Okay.
I think it does make a cool noise, Jess. I think it makes like a really extended ringing sound.
Nice. That was the context I wanted.
Royce's armor class.
It's a 16, but I could parry potentially.
You're going to need to.
All right. With the parry, that's 20.
You're safe.
Ooh.
You just about managed to twist aside and deflect that greatsword, which was coming straight for your neck. And then finally, Yanis.
Yes, I also have a 16 currently, but I have a staff, so I would like
Again,
to
you're
parry.
going to need to. Yeah.
Yes.
I've rolled really well with that whole round, actually.
Takes it up to an 18.
Unfortunately, that wasn't quite good enough.
Oh, bother.
So you do take 8 points of slashing damage from this greatsword.
I'm going to have to use a spell called, I believe it's called Force of Will. I'm going to have to half that damage by casting that as a reaction.
Fair.
And I will have to make a concentration check as well, which is jolly good stuff.
Spiffing.
Yes. Okay, fine. Fortunately, my shield of faith is still up
Fortunately. Okay, who's next?
for now.
Me.
Royce. Yes. Royce, Magia, then Yanis.
I'm gonna slice again. I hope these guys have like 1 hit point.
Yeah, I think they do.
Just really hoping that like
It's just so they don't look like they have 1 hit point.
they're just really bulky. All right. Let me add all of my little doodads. Okay, that is a 25.
That would even hit a Tarask, let alone a goblin.
You know, just had to worry. Then I got 4 damage.
4 damage, okay. Goblin doesn't seem unduly bothered by the scratch and just grins at you with an evil grin and goes, "Ha, is that the best you've got?"
Actually, no. I'm having an off day.
Fair. Next was Magia.
So Jess, I get an expertise size, right? Because you're...
Yes, you do. Yes, on your attack.
In which case, I'm going to use a new cantrip that I got when I leveled up called Shocking Grasp.
Ooh.
I make a melee spell attack with advantage if they're wearing armor made of metal.
Which they are.
So she's going to reach out again, swearing profusely about this great sword that's just come swung at her. and just grab it right at the front of the breastplate, like at the top at the shoulder.
Yeah.
And then there's a crackle of lightning, and hopefully this does something. 17.
17 is not a hit.
Ooh.
Is that with the advantage?
That's with the advantage.
17 is not a hit.
Oh wait, hold on. I didn't add my spell attack bonus because
Did you add your expertise die?
I did, but I didn't add my spell attack, so that would be 17 plus 6, which is
That is very much a
a
hit.
number over 22.
That is very much a
Sorry.
hit.
So many of my spells I just do damage that I forget that I have a modifier for spell attacks. So it's not the most damage, but my d8s usually roll well.
Fingers crossed.
It's
D8's a great
4.
dice.
Straight down the middle. 4 points of lightning damage.
4 points of lightning damage.
I can spend a sorcery point
Yep.
for my manifestation. It needs to succeed on a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Or be pushed back 10 feet and knocked prone, which should make it a good target if it fails.
What is the DC of the strength saving throw?
14.
The goblin goes flying through the air, 10 feet through the air, and lands on its back with a satisfying thud.
That is not the first time I have thrown one of you, and I'll do it again.
And then I think it's Yanis.
So, I could save my spell slots. Actually, yeah, you know what? Why not? I'll cast Sacred Flame, which I do know how to use correctly, I swear. So, the goblin that's attacking me needs to make a dexterity save.
Okay. He rolls another 11.
Haha! That's not enough, goblin. So, he takes a delicious 1d8 radiant damage. That plus that bonus is a 10 points of damage.
Okay.
Ooh, stunning.
And is that you done?
Yes. Can I disengage or not? Please leave me alone, sir.
Well, you can move, but they'll get an opportunity attack.
Well, nuts to him. I will. He can try his best.
Okay.
I'm going to move away.
Okay. He swings with his opportunity. Oh, and he rolls a... Ooh. Yeah. 7 plus... Yeah. That is definitely not going to hit.
Ha ha ha!
Completely overestimates the height of Akenda. And his greatsword just swings straight over your head.
Booyah to you.
And now we're back to Constance. So basically, yeah, you've clashed with the goblins now. You've kind of got one each and exchanged some damage, but nobody's really got the upper hand yet.
I disagree. I feel we have the upper hand morally.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm standing. So I'm standing in front of this lovely creature. I'm gonna mark it as foe. This is my bonus action, so I get an expertise dice when I attack it, and I'm going to roll it to attack with my axe now. It's rolled on the floor over here. 1 moment. Hang on. It was a 4, so we want it. That only makes it a 12, which I imagine is not going to hit.
Not even close, no.
Okay, well that's fine. That's fine. No worries. I can do
No
something
worries.
else. That's okay. I can just I can. Oh God, I can't do anything now because I did that. All right, then I'll just stare down at him, looking aggressive, and that's it.
Okay.
You tell him.
Like I will. Thank you.
In that case, it's the goblins again. So,
Yeah.
as you stare at him looking aggressive, he gives you an evil grin, pulls back his greatsword, and swings it in a massive kind of uppercut, trying to come in underneath your sword.
That's rude. I will, and it's a battle axe. I will parry.
You probably
Right.
don't need to,
Okay.
but you can do so anyway, just for show.
My armor class is 20.
Yeah, he is not even close. You easily turn that blade aside.
Does his smirk wipe off his little smug
Slightly,
face?
yeah, slightly.
Good.
Okay, Magier. The other one, you deflected his previous blows, so he's coming in with an underhand swipe at your legs, hoping to come underneath that staff. And he rolls a total of 20.
That will hit. Can I parry this?
You can try, yeah.
I will try to parry this.
Will that take your AC to over 20?
Oh, that's a good point. It's a D4, isn't it? So no, it can't. I can't.
So you take 8 points of slashing damage.
Name's not so.
And he grins and says, "Not so smart now, are you?"
Just wow. Not only
I'm
has
gonna
he
get that little
attacked
goblin.
you, insulted your intelligence.
Okay, Royce's foe. Rolls a natural 1. Drops his sword. Fumbles and drops his sword at your feet. Then looks at you slightly embarrassed and sheepishly.
Is that the best you can do?
Nice.
And then finally, Yanis, you moved away. How far did you move?
I'm going to move. I will have moved 10 or 15 feet towards Magia, so I want to close the distance between us.
He picks up the javelin sticking out of the ground where you were.
No, don't do that!
Raises it over his head and flings it.
No. Bat it out the air with my hoopak.
He rolls 14.
No, that's not enough.
It goes past you and slams into a tree and just sticks there quivering.
Aha! I do that.
That was how very Alan Partridge of you.
Aha!
Who's next? Voice, I think, is it?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, your goblin is disarmed currently.
Perfect. I am going to use a maneuver.
Ooh.
I'm going to use Perplexing Fury, or Flurry, rather.
Okay.
So, whenever I activate this maneuver, I take the attack action,
Mhm.
and as long as all of my attacks target this goblin, any attacks it makes against me will have disadvantage until the start of my next turn. So, I'm going to swing again. That probably didn't hit. That's a 12.
No, a 12's not going to hit. Did those attacks need to hit for it to have disadvantage, or is it just if you attack them?
As long as they target the same creature.
Cool. Is that Royce finished?
Yep.
Okay. Magia, I believe.
So I've got the goblin that's in front of me that just attacked me is the one that I threw.
Yeah, he stood up and moved forward again.
Are there any other goblins within 10 feet of this one?
Sure. Constance's goblin is within 10 feet.
Okay, in which case, Magia has had enough of these goblins. We've already done this once, and she didn't like them the first time around. So she's going to go into a little component pouch and bring out a little tiny bell that she rings. And just as it finishes ringing, she's going to let off shatter.
Ooh.
So those goblins need to make a Constitution saving throw. DC 14.
Well, both of them rolled 7. If you add them together, I suppose that one of them. But no, both of them rolled 7.
So they get 3d8 thunder damage.
Ow!
So 8 plus 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14 thunder damage.
Ow!
And the one in front of me is 5 feet from me because he just hit me with his sword. So I, again, will use my manifestation for a sorcery point. He has to make a strength saving throw.
He rolls a 19.
Oh, he succeeds then. He's fine.
Okay.
It's just very loud again for a minute.
Constance's goblin is now looking bloodied. Not looking well at all.
Good.
Okay. I think it's now Yanis' turn.
Right, I've had enough of this. He wants to play ranged battle. Well, he's entered ranged battle with 4 times Hoopak flinging champion of the high seas. I was the only entrant, obviously, but because no one else has got one.
Doesn't matter though.
But I won, exactly. So, okay, the dice listen when I speak, apparently. That's still not enough to hit. That's a 14.
14 is not going to hit. Just bounces off his plate armor.
Tell him to bugger off, and then I'm going to get even closer to Magia. But I imagine. And I will cast Aid. I will use a spell. And I will give the other 3 5 temporary hit points.
Oh, thank you. I
Oh,
like
That's
those.
right. And
those.
they last a long time as well. They last for 8 hours, so we should be all right.
Okay. And with that, we swing back to Constance. At the moment, Constance's goblin is looking battered and worse for wear. The others aren't that badly injured yet. These are clearly a lot tougher than the goblins you fought 8 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know. Like, they have been doing their Rocky thing. So I'm going to try and hit the one in front of me again, because that's important to me that I take this one out at least. So I'm going to hit it, and that will be a 17 to hit.
Bounces off his plate armor.
Ugh.
This is, like, too much. This is... Yeah, okay. I hate this. So what I'm going to do as instead on this turn is I'm going to use a rallying surge for my bonus action. So I'm going to target who's on really low hit points, probably Magia. So usually you're going to regain hit points with my rallying surge. So I'm just going to like spur you on, and you will get a 12 hit points back. To keep you going as well. So even though I miss, I just spin around and I'd be like, you've got this, and then turn back around, totally missing the thing.
You do like a big thumbs up as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that is the most supportive thing you can do.
Mm.
And yeah, and that's it, because I just need to kill this little goblin, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
This is like
Goblin
my
and
chain
dragon
all
plate.
over again. Yeah.
Okay, and it's now the goblin's turn. Your goblin, Jess, looks
Yes.
at you. How are you looking at the moment?
I look great.
Health-wise?
Thank you for asking.
Health-wise.
16 over 29, one could
not
say.
stylistically.
Some would say.
I
wasn't asking about your fashion sense. Just, how battered are you looking?
not at all. Not
Not John.
I look great.
Okay. So this goblin looks at you, and this goblin is quite battered, with blood running down his face, and is limping a little bit now from a big gash in his leg, and is struggling to lift his sword up, like above his shoulder. But he puts all of his weight behind it, and all of his body weight, and swings it like a golf club, in a great big swing in an attempt to hit you as hard as he can with this great sword.
I will go and parry.
He rolls a 4. I'm not even going to bother adding any numbers to that because it's not going to come even close.
Okay. I'm just going to put my hand up and go to stop it, and I want to try and grasp it and hold it and stare them down.
Fine.
Just to be terrifying.
Seems reasonable to me. Okay, yeah. Royce's foe. Royce's foe is barely scratched. Has been embarrassed. Quite embarrassed, but barely scratched. Recovers its sword and says, right, let's try this again, shall we? And then comes with a forward lunge in an attempt to just skewing you straight through the middle. And rolls a 1. My God. Drops it again. He drops his sword again.
Is embarrassed an official condition in Level Up Advanced 5th Edition?
It's not, but it should be.
Yeah,
should
now. Should be now.
Yes, this goblin is very embarrassed, having dropped his sword twice in a row by rolling once. That's unfortunate. Okay, Magia's foe. Picks up a sword. Comes in with a big overhead strike, hoping to just power through any attempt at parrying you do. He rolls 6 + 5, 11.
That misses.
Okay.
Nice. Come on, team. This is it.
And then finally,
Imagine she just takes one big step back and it just swings in front of her.
And then finally, Yanis, your foe, closes in on you, chases you.
Go away.
Go away.
Leave me alone.
Swinging his sword wildly, and it was a 10.
Go away.
Which I'm going to assume also misses.
Swings right over the top of my head. Just woof.
The goblins had a terrible, terrible, terrible round.
Good.
It's that time.
Long may it continue.
It's Royce's turn.
Are you sure you want to keep doing this? We could just, you and I could just stop. We could stop fighting right now.
Just
Make a persuasion check.
He does have the embarrassed condition.
He does
so
have the
that's more
embarrassed
likely.
condition that we just invented. The
Yeah.
embarrassed condition gives you advantage on persuasion checks. I've just decided.
Amazing.
Oh my. Okay, so the with the embarrassed condition, I got a. Let me double check everything. That's a 22.
The goblin looks sheepish, shrugs shoulders, and just says, "Look, it's clearly not my day. I'll call it quits if you will."
You know what? If you could convince your guys to stand down, we'll stand down. We go our separate ways. This is the second time this has happened with us. Just maybe we'll start fresh. Start fresh a different day.
The goblin turns around and says, "Hey, guys! How do you feel about standing down?"
Am I there holding onto my sword and staring him down, looking?
I'm ready to set fire to someone.
I want you all to make. I want you to make a group intimidation check.
And do you know what we should do that with? Teamwork, which is one of my lessons of wars. So everyone gets an expertise dice.
Okay, so everyone make an intimidation check.
Constance just goes, everyone look really scary.
Do the face
Everyone just
do the
go.
face I taught you.
"Rah."
Three,
Would
two,
my
one.
ferocity specialty help here?
I can't think of any reason why it wouldn't.
Cool.
Oh no. Oh, that's not too bad, actually. No, that's not too bad.
So this is
I should be really good at this, but I only got a 14.
19.
Ooh, 19.
I got a 16.
16. Jack?
I got an 8, suitably.
8.
That makes sense.
14. Okay, I am going to roll a wisdom check for them. I'm just going to roll 1 for all of them.
Yeah.
And they have rolled a 3 plus 1 is 4, which means you've all succeeded.
Amazing.
Which in a group check is a critical success. When everybody succeeds in a group check, it's a critical success. The goblins look at each other, look at you, realise they are on the losing end of this battle. And then the one in front of Constance just shrugs and says, "Okay, we surrender."
And I
Really?
push back their sword, yeah.
drops his sword,
Okay.
puts his hand.
Yes. Good. Excellent.
Constance.
Should we tie them to a tree, I guess, or something?
Yeah, let's tell them to retreat.
Okay. And I'll go to tie them to a tree.
Okay. They comply and allow you to tie them to
All
a
right.
tree.
So tell your
Yeah.
boss this was a fierce, long-fought battle, and that things weren't looking great. And in order to survive another day, you made this deal because that's more important than winning an individual fight. That'll help you not get in super bad trouble. Plus, he runs away all the time, so like, we're cool.
The goblins look at each other nervously, and one of them says to the other, "Verminard's not really that forgiving of people who do this."
You'll be fine.
You learn.
Don't
too
worry
much with
about it.
him.
Wait a second. Magia's gonna do the whole turning the back to them to talk to the group so we can pretend they can't hear us even though they
Right.
can. It's like
Huddle, yeah.
the last time they found a goblin that they thought was deserting, they back at the camp.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe we make a deal. If we just let them go. I mean, frankly, I think she turns over her shoulder. I think you should elect a new leader because the other one does keep running away, like they said.
He's pretty rubbish.
If we let them go,
Goblins
maybe.
go, "It's not a democracy."
exactly.
I
Show
mean,
of
a
force.
little bit of rebellion can get you very far. I can put you in touch with some dwarves. But maybe if, they give us some information that helps us in Solace, because they've got to know what's going on in there. Maybe we just let them go, and then they don't have to go back and face the consequences with their Dragonlord. They can just... There's a lot of forest around here. They can't search all of it for a few goblins.
They glance at each other, then the seemingly lead one looks back and says, All right. We'll tell you whatever you want to know if you promise to let us go.
I think we like hold the deliberation for an extra second to really make it seem like we're really tough.
Mm.
I think that can be arranged.
So,
All right. You got a deal.
While
what do
they're tied up,
what do we want to know?
I'm just going to be going through their pockets while the other three are
don't
discussing.
do
I'm
that.
just taking the stuff out their pockets. And I'm going to be, as I sort of sidle round the tree, I'm going to be looking up at them and going, look, this just makes it more realistic. If anybody asks, deep pockets, someone's going to, is that handmade? Anyway, they're going to ask how we did it. And it would only make sense if we robbed you as well. I say robbed, liberated.
So you find 14 silver coins.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
Small china unicorn.
Oh,
A wooden
I'll let him
spinning top. And a yo-yo.
The yo-yo is definitely staying. I'm keeping the yo-yo. But the unicorn, I'm going to look at it and say, where did you get this?
I made it.
I look at the others. This seems unfair.
Put that one back.
It does look very
sentimental,
good.
brother.
That's reasonable. Yeah, and then we're all kind of consensus that I'll tuck it like in between two plates of armor, like on his chest. I like tuck it up there.
It's very well made. So, yes.
Oh, thank you. I've been practicing for years.
Good.
If you get out of this war business, I bet there'd be people willing to pay a lot of money for little trinkets.
I
like
always
that.
wanted to set up my little china shop.
Well, I guess now's the chance.
I don't know if china shops are part of the Dragon Army rules and regulations.
They're
doesn't
not going to be
matter.
around for too long, so
You-
once they're down, give us your name and we'll put in a good word for somebody for you.
You can be whoever you want to be.
That's already what Verminard says.
Well, Verminard's a big... Help me out.
He's a liar.
Silly.
All those things they said. And
He's not
very
silly.
nice.
He's very, very clever.
It's only because he's got a dragon.
Okay, so what do we want to know about? So what's going on in Solace these days?
Well,
I hear it's very much on fire.
oh yeah. We slightly, burned it. Slightly.
The flame. Did you say the flame noise is up? Just
Yes.
turn the flame noise.
So,
I mean, it wasn't us personally.
just generally, okay. What is our safest route into Solace without running into more of you?
Yes.
Oh, we're everywhere. Draconians, us, hobgoblins.
What about the people? Are they escaped?
Escape. They didn't stand a chance.
Why is that funny?
They're the
we're
bad guys,
goblins.
Constance.
We're goblins and we're evil. We do evil chuckles from time to time. It's just one of our things.
That's such a weird thing to type of. That's such a weird type.
But there's got to be a route into Solace that's not as well guarded, right? Because you can't guard everything at 100%. That doesn't make sense.
Supposing they circled round to the north and came in through the forest,
And
No.
avoided the roads.
and you've put people in cages or something? Is that a thing?
Oh,
you
yeah,
like
that's
to do?
what you do with people, isn't it?
Well, no.
Not traditionally.
First,
That's what
you
do
know,
with people.
no, not at all.
No.
How would you like it if I put you in a cage now?
Well, I wouldn't like it very much.
Yes. Well,
To be honest, to be fair.
exactly. So there's a lesson in empathy. There you go. Anyway, so where are the people?
No, I mean, some of them are, a bit crispy.
Where are are you keeping like any live people in cages or something? Because
Oh yeah, sort of. All the some of them have been taken off down to the mines.
the mines.
The mines.
Yeah, Pax Tharkas. Pax Tharkas.
Never been myself.
So make a history or culture check.
There we go. That'll do. That's 20.
Yeah, okay. So Pax Tharkas down to the south, far beyond the elven nation of Qualinasti. And it is a big fortified mine. It was once a dwarven mine. As far as you know, it's been abandoned for years, but...
Ah. Yes. Paxtarinas, down to the south past the elven nation of Korinasti. It's a dwarven mining place. It's been
Yeah,
fortified.
well, that's where we're based now, isn't it?
Thought to be, yeah. Thought to be
Yeah, so
abandoned.
Verminard's made his HQ down there, and
That's where. What does he want with all the people that he's taken captive?
he's getting them to do the mining, isn't he?
What's he mining for?
Oh, stuff. I don't know.
That doesn't
Stuff
seem
for the
exhaustive.
I think he's rebuilding the fortifications down there, isn't he?
Also, just to clarify, just a little something from. Don't worry. The dragon is red, isn't it? It's a red dragon.
Which one?
Ah.
Oh yeah, they all are.
Verminard's
Yeah,
one.
sorry. Yeah, they all are. Yeah. All
How
of his
many?
dragons are red. How many?
Dragons.
What? In the dragon army?
No, I mean, yes, but just generally here in Solace.
Oh, well, I don't know. Few.
Okay, so like a few is anything between like 4 and 10. So
I mean,
how
I don't
many
think there's any here right now.
No.
Probably back
Well,
at Paxstar Castle somewhere now.
Well, how many there?
Oh, well, yeah, Verminard's got, a few dozen. Dozen's 12, isn't it? Yeah? Dozen's 12?
Yeah.
I beg
Few
your pardon,
dozen.
a few dozen.
Yeah, a few dozen, yeah.
Adult dragons, the big ones.
Yeah.
And you haven't been sort of stockpiling glowy blue rocks or anything, have you? You haven't come across any of those that you might.
No, we got told to look for one, though.
Oh, that's long gone, by the way. Anyone who makes you look for that is clearly outdated. So,
All right. Anyway,
Or you could spend your time looking just in case. And then she looks at Royce's and winks.
I'm so proud.
yeah, so, like, old Toady there, he's supposed to be in charge of Solace. Verminard put him in charge, but you know he's really in charge.
Verminard?
Drax, the Draconian.
Hmm.
Who's Drax?
Yeah, Drax.
He's a draconian.
Big old
We-
tough Draconian he is.
We don't know who he is, so you shouldn't.
Oh,
keep
well, he's a big
saying
old
it as
tough
the
Draconian, and he's
Okay.
running the show here.
You should tell
I think
him. that he should
I
do
think
it better.
Verminard put him there to keep an eye on Toad. I don't think he trusts Toad all that much.
So
I mean, he did just kind of leave you to potentially die if we were less reasonable adventurers.
He's not the most inspirational leader, I'll give you that.
I mean,
Maybe you should. Well, Royce.
I was going to say you should maybe tell Drax that, and maybe bring it up. You know, don't bring it up to your boss yet, but bring it up to some of the other goblins and stuff. Maybe it creates some
you.
meaningful discussion.
Oh, I ain't
Former
leading no
Union.
rebellion. Once you let us go, we're out of here.
Fair enough.
Where will you
Over
go?
the mountains and far away. That's where we're going.
Quack quack.
I'm going to set up a china shop.
As long as you don't hurt people along the way, that's fine by me.
Try
Yeah.
the coast. Sailors love picking up little trinkets. I'm just
Yeah, I'll
speaking
give
from
that,
experience.
I'll give that a try. Yeah.
Jangle my necklace.
Dinosaurs love those
Okay.
things.
So in the city, there's this Drax guy, and then your boss, who we just saw, and they're kind of running the show.
Yeah.
So if they weren't here, everyone else might kind of lose a bit of order and structure.
I suppose.
And where are they based? Do they have like a spot?
That
Favourite
old Toady, he hangs out at that inn of the last stone. You know, the one with the old spiced potatoes.
Up
Oh,
the tree.
Or what's left of it, anyway.
Oh.
Again, I don't think that's a funny joke.
No, you're
Evil
right again.
Constance.
And Drax, well, last I heard, he'd set up home in the old mayor's office.
Makes
Right.
sense.
Out
Good.
of interest, you haven't know what happened to the blacksmith, the one at the bottom of that tree.
Oh, yeah, no. They didn't send him off. They kept him working. But, you know what happened? He decided to start a fight. He did start a fight. Got his arm chopped off for his troubles. So
Oh,
now, he ain't much of a
no.
blacksmith.
Oh,
I don't think
no.
he's very well, really.
Where are they keeping him?
Oh, I don't know. Somewhere in town.
Oh, is there anything else we want to know before we let them run off into the mountains and start a china shop?
Well, I guess we know what we've got to do. We've got to go and deal with these two brutes and maybe get our friend the blacksmith out, and then we have to get
Okay.
word about the fortifications down south.
And coming through the north, through the forest. Anything else we
Right.
should know on account of you disappearing off over the mountains and starting a new life? Anything else you want to impart about what we should know so that we don't die in there? And when this is done, we can
Come be
start over?
customers.
I don't know. Maybe
My brother and I.
if you do talk to Drax just before he kills you, because he's probably going to kill you. Just before he kills you, can you just let him know that we didn't surrender? Maybe with your last dying breath, something like that. Just gas that out, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll be sure to prioritise that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're fearsome warriors, and we ran away from the fight.
I mean, we have killed a dragon before, so we are fearsome warrior.
And your skill with small ceramic trinkets will be spoken of throughout the land, even though we will be dead.
Jolly good. Gonna let us go then? Gonna untie us?
I mean, yes, fair enough. Yeah, you do. Yeah.
So are
So-
you untying them?
Yes. So I will cut. Yes, I will cut them free because we said we
Okay.
would. And I.
What are
am
you doing
not
with
gonna
their
cut
weapons? Are you letting
Well, I'm
them
gonna
have their
keep-
weapons? You're gonna keep
No.
their weapons?
I'm
Oh,
gonna
okay.
take one of them. The guy who kept dropping the sword. That's mine now.
Well, I
It's like he was trying to
we
give it. It's like he was trying to give it to you. Yeah.
We
Exactly.
should,
Yeah.
we should let them keep at least one of them so they can at least make it over the mountains.
Well, I think the guy who kept dropping this does not need it. It is a danger
no,
to
he's
himself
clearly
and
not
others.
capable.
Well, I don't
I
know
would
if
like-
they prove themselves trustworthy with weapons.
I'd like to collect up all the javelins. I'm taking the javelins.
So the
They're not
javelins
happening.
are solid and heavy. They're made of solid iron and they're red in colour to match the,
Alright.
the armour that they're wearing. These
Alright,
are in
maybe I'll
fact
take one or
javelins
two.
+1.
I'm the Javelin King.
Throw
It's
them?
me.
They're bigger than you.
They
Yes,
are. Yes.
they are very heavy.
Most things are.
So they also count as bulky items.
Oh bother!
Do you-
Tell me all about that, Russ? What's a bulky item?
So you can carry a number of bulky items, which will be noted on your character sheet. And this is
Lovely.
it's probably a smallish number. Probably for Yanis, it might be like 1 or 2, I imagine. For some of the larger characters, it might be a bit more.
I can
can-
carry one.
One.
Magic
Okay, so a bulky
carries-
item is.
Carry the others for you.
Yeah.
So a bulky item is something that's considerably large or unwieldy or heavy. So generally, it's something that's sort of larger than about 4 feet in length, or heavier than like 50 or 60 pounds, or something like that. But these javelins each count as a bulky item because they're really heavy.
Dragonlance would probably be a bulky item, wouldn't it?
Maybe, yeah.
If any such things existed.
Yeah, that'd be
Totally.
helpful, wouldn't it?
Mm.
If only.
Dragonlances and good dragons, the two things that we are convinced apparently aren't true from the tales.
Yes.
So-
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right. We're
Are you-
going to encounter both of those things just around the corner.
So is Yanis keeping all 4?
Oh, I
Javelins?
can't. I'd collapse under the weight. I'm going to carry
Okay.
one.
So what's happening to the other 3?
Would you like your big sister to carry the other 3? Because I can carry 3 bulky items.
Looks up and yes, please.
Magia will take them. I guess she straps them to the outside of her pack, so Yanis can
Okay.
just grab them off of her like she's some kind of artillery station.
Okay.
Perfect. I love this.
So,
Artillery Minotaur.
so the goblins, when you let them go, they slink off to the east towards the mountains, disappearing into the mountains off the side of the road. Now
Wait,
you
wait.
are on the road outside Solace. You can smell the smoke. You can see the smoke rising above the trees. Solace is clearly not in a good shape. You're probably about a mile away from the town right now, and the road is currently clear as far as you can see. There's forest on one side of the road, mountains off to the other side of the road.
Did we want to approach from the north, Ed said, so I guess that would be through the forest.
Maybe the
They
hard
said that
road.
would be the least guarded, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are you riding Honor, or are you leading Honor by the nose?
I'll ride Honor. Why not now?
Nice.
I would like a group stealth check, please, to see how stealthily you make your way through the forest.
I should probably tie up Honor somewhere in the forest because I don't imagine a horse is very quiet.
Do you want to? What do you say to Honor when we leave? I'm
I
desperate.
actually will, of course, speak to. I forgot to mention this in the recap. I got a pet horse and I called it Honor.
This was new to me. I was
yes.
just like slowly reeling at the reloading.
Yes.
There's no horse
Yeah.
the whole time.
I imagine that we're retelling the story as you're doing this of like, oh yeah, there was a stampede of horses that nearly killed us. We just grabbed one and
Yes.
They didn't
And this
like
one,
me.
she's very great, and I have called her Honor, for she is honourable. And yes, so Honor, I'm going to leave you here because we need to be stealthy in our battle, and you'll be out of danger here. So I'll tie you to this tree, and there's a bit of grass there, so you can have something to eat. And we'll be back soon. If we're not back by tomorrow, do feel free to just sort of untether yourself and go about your day. But I would recommend going back the way we came because I think there might be a bit of bother in Solace. But stay well and stay honourable, and I will return.
Your horse chews a bit of hay
Excellent.
in response.
And I stroke her nose and then just go, okay, we can go now.
Okay. Let's make that stealth check. Group stealth check. How stealthily do you approach Solace?
I got a
from the north?
22, and I can give that to one other person.
I
Excellent.
got a 12.
Anyone do worse than that?
See how stealthy I am. Stealthy
Of
I
course.
am. Just a 15.
All
I
right,
got 5.
you have a
Okay.
22
How
now.
are you less stealthy than the Minotaur?
It's that javelin. It's like hitting against trees.
Because they're
Clang,
holding
clang.
it. I imagine you're holding it like this as well, so it's going like long ways across your arms.
It just keeps
Or you're-
bumping
or
into trees.
you're
Yeah.
just dragging it along because you can't lift it off the ground, and it's just like going chunk, 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 as it bounces off rocks.
So
Switching out D20s, everyone.
you got a 22 with me then, Giannis.
Okay, so that means 3 of you have succeeded, which is a success for the group check. You approach Solace through the trees from the north. As you part the final trees, you can see the village ahead of you, and you can see that as you get closer to the town, the mighty Valenwood trees have largely been burnt to a crisp. They're blackened with some kind of red-hot fire. Now, Valenwood trees are kind of famous for being almost fireproof. You've never really heard of a Valenwood forest fire because they're almost indestructible. But whatever this was hot enough to burn these trees.
Dragon
As you
fire.
peer through the trees, you can see the town square. You can see that all the buildings that were up in the trees are now on the ground, mainly wrecked. It looks like either the trees have been knocked over or the buildings have been literally knocked by something mighty out of the branches. And they're lying on the ground, some in pieces, some intact. Like the Inn of the Last Home, you can see from a distance. You can see that it's there. It seems to be about 3/4 intact. And as you look, you can see lights inside, like almost like it's still in operation, despite the fact that the town is occupied. You can also see the smithy there, closed down clearly, but there is some smoke coming from its chimney. That was always on the ground. But in the center of that clearing, you can see about a dozen blackened stakes stuck in the ground. They're blackened as though they've been burnt badly. Other than that, there aren't many people around. The villagers, you occasionally see an elderly or young person, but nobody of sort of like adult age, normal adult age, moving from one building to another. And you'll see like patrols of draconians moving about the town, usually in groups of 4.
We're too late.
Well, not for everyone. We can get some people out and maybe take out the people that have taken over so that they have a chance. And then we'll need to head to the mine and deal with that then. But one thing at a time. But it's never too too late to try and do the right thing, Yanis. Right.
Hey, look, if they're still holding the town, despite shipping a bunch of people off to work in the mines, this place is of importance. Either something is here, or this is of strategic importance. So taking it back deals them a blow, even if it doesn't bring people back.
Right. Do we try and make a dash for the blacksmith to see our friend?
Let's do it.
Right.
Okay. Somehow you're going to have to cross that town square. And there are draconian patrols moving about the town. How are you going to do this?
Can we watch their patrols and see if we can spot a good time to dart across when...
Sure. How about an intelligence investigation check? See if you can determine some kind of pattern.
Okay.
I mean, somebody should do that. It should not be me.
I know, buddy. I got it.
Right, let's have a little look at this.
Okay, that is a 16.
Okay, so Royce, you realise there are 3 draconian patrols moving about this section of town. At any given time, only one of them is in the town square, and you realise that every 6 or 7 minutes, you've got about a minute's space when there is no patrol crossing the square itself. You would still need to be stealthy and quick, but that's your window.
I think we should leave the javelins here just so we can get there a bit quicker.
I just got. Yeah. Okay.
I've still got 3 of them for you.
The beauty is in discretion. So, I've done this before. You need to... I look at Constance as I say that. Don't worry about that. We need to just get in, out. We have 1 minute. So, focus on moving as quick as possible without making heavy steps. Balls of your feet, almost like you're dancing.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Okay. So, this is going to be another group stealth check. I know how much you enjoy those.
Oh, very good.
I mean, they normally... Let me not curse us right before this happens. Never mind, I'm fine. I got a nat 20. All right, someone else got a nat 22.
I have a question. Does any of us being fatigued affect this at all? Because we can't sprint or dash.
Yes. That means you can't move quickly.
Yeah.
That's going to be awkward. The fact that Dare has just rolled a nat 20, a nat 20 in a group check counts as 2 successes.
And I give that nat 20
And also
to
you
else.
give a success to somebody else. So with that nat 20 from Royce, that is basically to cancel that out. Otherwise you would be in trouble getting across there in town.
Okay.
But Royce has managed to figure out how to do this perfectly and manages to sort of organize you so that you go across very quickly, one at a time, at exactly the right moment, in order to get all 4 of you across without being noticed. And you all find yourselves huddled in the entranceway to the blacksmiths.
Mm-hmm.
Just as you get there, the last person to get there is, say, Constance.
Yeah.
A draconian patrol comes around the corner just as you get into the shadows of the entranceway to the blacksmith. So the blacksmith's dark. You can smell smoke inside. It smells like the forge has been used recently. But at the moment, there's no lanterns inside. There's nothing in there. But you do hear a slight groan coming from the back of the building.
Of a human.
Possibly.
What was our blacksmith friend's name again? I've forgotten his name.
It's called Theros. Theros Ironfeld.
Should we just... Theros? I will go to investigate because I believe
Okay.
it to be him.
In a small room at the back, lying on a straw mattress, which is now covered in blood, lies the blacksmith. He only has 1 arm, and that arm is now, what's left, is now bandaged up badly, drenched in blood, and you can see the mattress is just covered in blood. He's pretty much dying there. He is in really, really bad shape.
Okay. I rush over and be like, it's Constance. We're back. Don't worry. I'm here to help you. Don't worry. You're going to be all right. Don't worry. Oh, they've made a mess of this bandage. Here, let me redress this for you and do it properly. And I'm gonna go to do medicine to try and just redress his wound, to try and slow the bleeding and just keep it. Yeah. I have proficiency in medicine.
Do it. Make a medicine check.
So I think I have some combat experience. I got a natural 20. I'm so pleased.
A wonderful job redressing that wound.
Mm-hmm.
You wash the wound in case of any infection. You pour some alcohol on it from a chest of dwarf spirits that he's got in the corner of the room. You pour some alcohol on it to disinfect it. You do have to cauterize it, which is a particularly unpleasant experience for anyone involved.
So
it is a blacksmith, so you do have the tools there to do it. And then dress it. So yeah, you do a great job. I mean, it's probably enough to stop it getting infected, but he has lost a lot of blood, and it's still a grievous wound.
So I'm going to try and sit him up and be like, and give him some water. I'll be like, what happened? I'm so sorry.
Army, they marched into town. They captured us all, and any who resisted, they tied them to those stakes, and the High Lord, that fiend Verminard, descended from the sky and burnt them alive. It was horrible, I tell you. It was horrible. After that, no one put up any resistance. For who can fight a dragon?
Of course.
Verminard, he simply laughed and cried out the name of Tarkesis, the Queen of Darkness.
I'm sorry you had to see that, my friend. We're going to try and get you out of here, but I think first we need to get rid of...
To where? There's nowhere to go.
There's some camp.
The dragon armies have occupied the north. They've marched south. I don't know, based at Pax Tharkas. Where could you possibly go? Perhaps the Elven Kingdom of Qualinesti. Perhaps they still have held off the dragon armies, but for how long?
We got told that you got in a fight. It's why this is the first place we came. What were you fighting over?
I have my honor. I would not surrender. I was overwhelmed by Draconians. 10 of the brutes. I managed to smite 4 of them with my great hammer.
That is very impressive.
Why did they let you live?
I think they thought I was dead.
So they don't know you're here.
I don't know. Either they don't know or they don't care.
Yanis, is there something you can do for him? Is there something the Blue Lady can do for him?
Without healing magic, he probably will die.
That's fine.
Despite medical attention.
That's what I'm about to do. It's literally my job. So, yes, I will heal him for well, that's absolutely dreadful. I will heal him for a rather unimpressive, what's that? Hang on. 8 points.
Okay.
HP.
The wound glows blue.
Lie still.
And some of the infection seems to clear, and some of the flesh kind of like melds itself back together, and his eyes widen and says, "This is true. Did you find evidence of the true gods?"
Very much so. I jangle the big set of Fisher Price keys that
the Fisher.
Yeah. That's what they're like. That's what I picture them like in my head, but more serious looking. These are the words of the Blue Lady herself. These are the jingle them again. Holy texts.
Well, perhaps there is hope.
There is always hope. And you'd be proud as well. Yanis killed a dragon.
Me and Royce. Yeah. Well, there was this.
Are you
There was
sure
a
it was
tussle.
a dragon?
Adult
Yeah,
dragon
well,
me once.
I pulled down its leg with a bit of rope, and Royce managed to slice up its wings, and then it swallowed me. It was. We'll tell you the story in
what
better
happened?
conditions, my friend.
I would love
Yeah,
to hear
that's
the whole
right.
story, actually.
Yeah. The blacksmith Theros looks dubious, to say the least.
He
The-
really
the-
did.
The dragon is dead, so they're not indestructible. Yes, it's a difficult battle we have ahead of us, but it's not without hope. And we have the power of the gods on our side now.
But they have so many dragons. They're not called dragon armies for nothing.
And they're not called gods for nothing.
We need to seek a way to fight the dragons. There must be some assistance that we can seek. There must be something that we can do, but perhaps we should consult elsewhere.
Well, first things first, this town.
Yes, so we hear there's a... What is it called? Drac the Draconian?
Drax, yes.
Drax.
Yes, I saw him. He's a big fella.
How big?
As big as your Minotaur friend here.
Oh, well, that's...
Big as Mash!
So he's wrestleable.
And
I mean, I'm a big fella too, and Theros is a big guy. But I don't know, I'd want to wrestle him.
does he have, like, wings?
No, they all have wings.
Yeah, but,
Silvery.
yes.
Yeah, you've seen him.
Oh,
So
no, but one like him. They're quite horrific. They do...
They seem to do weird
many
things upon
different
death.
times. Have you seen the acid ones?
To
Yes.
dab the...
Sneaky blighters.
Oh, sorry, the acid ones.
What do
What do
they
they
look
do?
like?
They're the worst. You kill one of those, they turn into a pool of acid if they haven't melted your blade when you stab them in the first place.
Oh, and I just hug my, like, battle axe to me, like, no.
They just seem to be designed to cause as much grief as possible.
Sneaky assassins they are, poison wielders.
Maybe don't think about poison wielders too much. We we can tell you about that another time.
Oh, yeah, that was really good. Magia rubbed poison into one of their wounds and they died very quickly. It was quite ingenious.
Don't
Right,
suppose
right.
there's a stockpile of poison anywhere lying around, or anything you know that's got anything in here that's poisonous? I mean, lead poisoning takes a while.
Oh, I have lead. Yeah, lots of lead. I mean, lots of stuff. I
Lead?
have lead.
Lead
I've heard
poisons
that
you?
lead is really useful and harmless. So I make
That's
a lot of things out of lead.
poisonous?
Yeah, but like you have to touch it like a lot.
I'm
So
sure it's
say
fine.
having a flagon made of one that you drank from most days was
Oh,
really
yeah,
bad.
I'm sure.
It was treated right. You're fine. You're fine.
So we really need to go deal with that fellow because I understand he's in charge and he's at the mayor's office.
I think so. Yeah, but he's guarded well.
Oh,
But if
He
you
just-
perhaps if you can take him out, the rest of the remaining villagers can be persuaded to fight back.
that was my hope.
There were, I fear, several dozen draconians left here in this town. Far too many for you to fight. But perhaps if you could instill some...
Do you have
Courage.
arms and armor for people if they did?
I am a blacksmith.
Just out of interest, you
I
don't
think that's
have
a bit, I've just heard you that you have arms to the guy who's just had his arm.
Yeah, I didn't want to say
I didn't want to
anything.
mention it, so I'm
Literally
like,
just
Wow.
after you said it. Yeah.
Oh.
You're all being
That
polite.
is a point. You're a blacksmith. I don't suppose you know anything about Dragonlances or happen to know the secret.
Oh, I heard of
recipe?
them. Yeah,
Recipe
back in
for
your
making-
stories. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Please tell me they're real, right? They
Oh
were
no,
a
they're not
thing.
real. No.
Oh. Well, they said that about dragons
Yeah.
and gods.
Yeah,
But they also
I-
said they were good dragons, and we haven't seen those yet either.
Yeah, well, we've all read the same stories.
Jury's still out on the baby dragon, but
Hey,
Ugh.
wasn't there somebody in the town who was telling stories about dragons when we were here last?
Oh yeah,
Wasn't me.
that grumpy old man.
No, not
What's
the
his
grumpy
name?
one, the other
The
one.
weird one.
Oh,
The
Oh,
weird one.
the not grumpy old man.
Yes.
If Magia describes that man, the one that was telling the children stories way back.
Yeah. I remember him. I saw him in the inn a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Is he
What
still
did he call
here somewhere?
himself? I had this funny name. Fuzzball. No. Fazwick. No.
Fezziwig.
Fizzle. Something like that. I can't remember his name. Something like that.
Something
Do you know
beginning
if
with an
he's-
F.
Still here.
I don't know. I've been a bit preoccupied with dying in the back of my smithy here.
Do you know what? That's fair. That's fair. But you're not dying now. Your arm looks much better.
Thanks to
bandaged.
you and the miracle of the true gods, I am not dying. I am your first convert.
Hooray!
Well, that's
Maybe
nice.
when we talk to the villagers, the ones that we can find, we should see if that man is still here. Maybe he knows something.
When did you last see him?
Back when you were here.
Oh, okay.
That was a while ago, yes. Right. Well, we need to get the word out to the other people. Are you feeling well enough to get up about and moving, or?
Give me a hand. And he puts his hand up to be helped to his feet.
Mm-hmm.
You pull him to his feet, and he's a big guy. He's not as tall as Magia, but 6.5 feet tall, broad, strong smith. But he's looking really, really weak, and he's kind of struggles a bit to stand on his own. I don't know.
Okay, well, you rest here. We'll need to get the word out to the rest of the villagers that something's going to be happening, and then we'll need to get a plan to get towards this Drax fellow, so we can, take
Do
him
we
out.
do we need a rest? Perhaps one of the shorter variety, if no one's coming into this smithy. Perhaps we could. I mean, if they think he's dead, then they've no reason to come in here. Perhaps we could have a not long rest, if that were a thing.
Just chill out for an hour.
Perhaps, yeah.
Yes.
Kick our feet up, take a load off.
A short rest, as one might say.
Okay. Well,
Yes,
given that
that's a
it's
great way to phrase it.
8:30,
Thank
that
you,
is
Thomas.
perfect timing, I think. So we ourselves will take a 10-minute rest,
Mm-hmm.
which is the podcasting equivalent of a short rest, I guess. The streaming equivalent of a short rest.
I would agree, yeah.
And then we'll come back in 10 minutes, and then we will liberate the village of Solace, shall we?
Yeah.
You will. I won't.
No.
I'll try and
You'll
facilitate
try and stop
that
us.
for you.
You'll try and stop us.
You rascal. Okay, let's do it.
All right. See you in 10.
Sounds like guys.
Hello, and welcome back to the second half of the final episode of Against the Dragonlords. That's right, there's only an hour and a half left of Against the Dragonlords, and then that's it. So, when we last left our heroes, they were holed up in Theros Ironfeld's smithy in an occupied Solace, while Draconians patrolled the town. And our heroes are, I believe, planning to try and take back the town and inspire what's left of the villagers to drive out the remaining Draconians. So, take it away.
Yes.
Ugh.
So what do we do first? Should we... I guess we need to get some weapons and go about and try and rally the troops, so to speak.
That's your area of expertise, Constance. How do we do said rallying?
Well, I mean, I could try and say a few, cheering words to people to inspire them. I don't know. Maybe the tavern would be a good place to check. Although, didn't they say that goblin leader Toad? Yeah, sometimes he's at the pub.
He'll recognize us immediately.
Yes, he
Not
will.
if we go in disguises.
Theros,
We could go in
grunts.
disguise.
He'll recognise you. Briefly, you mean.
Oh, the hobgoblin who leads the battalion that patrols outside the town. Who has all mysteriously disappeared.
He'll recognise you briefly, and then he'll stop recognising you.
What?
Yes,
What?
but like immediately starting a fight might not be the best idea.
I can't think of anything more inspirational than taking out the leader, or the supposed leader,
That is a good
of the
point.
Dragon Army here.
That is good. We could go in and do that, and then be like, look, we can do this. Come on, everybody, like that. Yes, good.
If Drax is the head of the settlement, maybe it would do better to drive him off or deal with him, and then even
Drax
perhaps
is
the
technically
hobgoblin.
the head of the settlement, right?
You will need to deal with both.
What is the power structure in place here? Out of interest, I'm just not clear on the
As far as I
hierarchy.
could make out, and I also am not an expert on Dragon Army hierarchy, I must admit, and I have been spending most of the last few days slowly dying to death
With
here
one
in the back
arm.
of my smithy with one arm, yes. But from what I can make out, the hierarchy of the Dragon Army is thus. Tarkesis leads the Dragon armies and is a god. Below Tarkesis, there are a number of Dragon High Lords. Verminard is one of these. Below Verminard...
We're against them.
Correct.
We're against the Dragonlords.
I hope so.
Right.
Yes, we are.
Otherwise, I really have been wasting my time here. Below Verminard, who leads, I believe, the Red Dragon Army, which is the Dragon Army which has occupied this part of the world, are sub-commanders like this Lord Toad and Drax. And as far as I can make out, Lord Toad is nominally in command, but Drax has been put here by Verminard, and he's really the one that calls the shots.
Right. Well, maybe let's sneak into the tavern then. Take out the Toad fellow, inspire everybody, and then we can just kind of rush Drax and take him on with everybody there.
Sounds good.
As we were coming into the blacksmith shop, is the rope that we had dangling down the trapdoor still there? Like, has anyone bothered to remove it? Did we see it on the way in?
Well, the inn itself is now on the ground.
They've relocated.
It's been knocked out of the tree, and it's
Not by choice.
presumably not by choice.
But by gravity.
They're a radical shift of their business model. While
Gravity is not a
and
choice.
then they got invaded.
Yeah.
Right.
I was hoping for a back entrance.
There's probably still a back entrance to the place.
Maybe
You
we-
can still probably go in through the kitchen.
Maybe we come from both sides, a couple of us from the front, a couple of us from the back entrance. Stop them running out. Because if we can keep it contained inside the tavern, we might not alert everybody out here immediately.
Yes, well, I'm happy to go in the front door. I'm not the most subtle of people, I am aware.
I would prefer the subtle approach if I can get, good stuff.
Well, me and Constance are quite loud.
Yes.
We could go and talk to people. Are we going to be doing much talking, Constance?
Well, no, I think when we go in and Toad will see us there, he'll probably, be unhappy. I did fire an arrow at his posterior mere
He's
hours
injured.
ago. Well, yes.
And hopefully quite drunk if he's been injured, because he's going to be upset about that. He strikes me as a man with a very fragile ego.
Yes, and he won't be able to sit down as well because, so he will be standing, so he'll be easy to spot.
So who's going in through the front and being not subtle, and who's going in through the back
Well,
being subtle?
I would say myself and Yanis would go to be loud at the front, but I don't know how cautiously, unnoticeable you are, Magia, with your and
Yeah.
Does it need to be a one-woman job going in stealthily?
Could be.
I don't know, but there's a very noisy dog outside, so perhaps that would provide good cover.
That's a very loud dog.
Well, Yanis, maybe you could just try and be a little bit quiet with Royce and, element of surprise.
How about I got in the dragon's hoard? That was no trouble.
Exactly, and that was a roaring success.
Yeah.
More of that, maybe.
All right. Yeah. I'll give it my best shot. Obviously, it's somewhat up to the fate of random chance, as all things that we do are.
Well, it's a 1 in 20 chance always, as
What?
life is.
What?
Is that a
do you
Knight
mean?
Solamnia saying?
It is, yes, like 16
Is that
over
16 over
29.
29? Right.
Yes, I'm
What?
feeling 16 over
Okay.
29. There's
There
always
was-
the 1 in 20
butts in and
chance.
says, is that like that saying that says that life is governed in 5% increments?
Exactly. Well, there's a philosophy around that, but we don't
I
have
look
time.
at Madge. I'm like very mathematically minded on land.
Yeah, well, no.
Right. Well, so it's decided. So myself and Magia will go in through the front door and immediately get his attention and cause a kerfuffle. If he tries to run out the back, Royce and Yanis will be there to prevent it, and we will take him out in front of the village people, inspire them, and then we can come to the blacksmith, get all the arms, and then we can go take out Drax, and then we'll have the town. Okay. Are we all rested and ready to go on our mission?
I
I
have
don't
one question. The thing is
Yes.
that I don't think all the village people are going to be in the tavern, because that seems like a luxury they're not going to be afforded.
Right.
So what might be best
Okay.
is she looks at the blacksmith like, do you know where they're keeping the rest of the people that are here?
The ones that they left behind were the elderly and the young. Most of them they just left to go about their business because they are no threat. At least they think they are no threat.
So what if after we do the kerfuffle in the tavern, like Constance said, we drag out Toad into the square and make a big public scene, and then you, and she points to the blacksmith, waiting here in the wings to give anybody who wants to join the fight weapons and armor and whatever they need.
That I can do.
And if we drag him out into the square, that should rally the people. Seeing that we've bested him, it might draw Drax out of the mayor's building where he's so
Yes.
heavily guarded and
I like the way you think.
rile him up. And also it means that the village people have got a chance to come and get weapons and armor while they're distracted with us putting on a big display.
Yes, that's excellent, Magia. We should definitely do that. All of those things.
She's full of good ideas, my sister.
Yes. Right.
Well, if I was a big angry draconian, somebody dragging out one of my subordinate quote-unquote leaders into the middle of a square to publicly humiliate my ability to command would probably draw me out of a building angry and ready to fight.
I've always said that about you.
Right.
Better than trying to sneak in there if he's heavily guarded.
Yes, I think that's an excellent idea. Right. So we're ready to put the plan into action as everybody feels sufficiently rested after their short rest and tea.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, God.
I have some dwarf spirits here in case anybody needs a little more refreshment.
Take a shot.
Yep.
Well, the dog is getting Riley outside. We'd best go about our plans.
Very well. So it's now dusk outside, and you can see across the square. You can see the tavern. It's on the ground at a slight angle. Like when you get inside, the floor is going to be like a 30-degree angle. But you can see light coming out through the windows, and you can actually hear the sound of voices from within. It sounds like the tavern, bizarrely, is still in operation, and drifting across the square, you can smell the distinctive scent of Otik's famous spiced potatoes.
Right. To the tavern.
All right.
The tavern.
Across there, are you sneaking? How are you doing this? Are you using the same sort of plan you did last time?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. We want,
Mhm.
even, I guess, Constance and Magia want their entrance of kicking the door in to be a bit
Okay.
of a surprise.
Well, Suhu, that will be a group stealth check then, please.
Excellent. We're good at these. Let me just see if I can.
Does fatigue
No, it's
cause
a
a
long
problem
rest.
here? Or is that cured by... I don't think that's
Bring
cured
it
by
up.
short rest, is it?
No, it's not. No, fatigue won't cause a problem here, but you won't be able to sprint or dash during the encounter if you need to.
We'd need a long rest at a haven for the fatigue.
I got a 6.
Oh! I got a natural 20. Yay!
Hey, that counts as 2
Massively.
successes. Excellent. Thank goodness, because Magic rolled a 6.
I got you.
What else did other people roll?
See? 1 in 20, as the old Salamnik saying says.
Let me see. 19.
Got a 17.
Okay. Oh, I think that definitely counts as a group success. So, you sneak across in the dusklight during the gaps between Draconian patrols to the tavern on the other side of the square and position yourselves where you need to be. So, just to clarify for me, where was that exactly?
What?
Who was in front? Who was in back?
Myself and Magia at the front of the tavern, Yanis
Yep.
and Royce sneaking around the back.
Okie dokie. So you are all in position. From within, you can hear the sound of voices. You can smell the spiced potatoes. It sounds almost like a normal evening at the tavern from where you are.
Is there a window to peer in? Can I check that
Sure.
Toad is there?
Okay.
Is it
make
Toad?
a
Is his name Toad?
Yes. Make
Yeah.
a perception check.
Excellent. Good. Perfect. I am great at those. So, 15?
Okay. So Toad is there, sitting at a table. Well, no, he's standing at a table because he has an arrow sticking out of his posterior.
Is it still there? He hasn't taken it out.
No, he hasn't. It's still there because that's much funnier. So, he is surrounded by 4 Draconians
What kind?
who are sitting at the table and drinking. Now, these Draconians, unlike the ones that you've seen before, are a kind of, I don't know, sort of like bronzish brown in colour. They have wicked curved daggers. And from their jowls occasionally, you see this green sort of acidic spittle slowly sort of drip down occasionally. And when it hits the table, there's a little noise
Right.
as it does so. So there's 4 of
Magic.
those.
So, he's over there at the table. There are 4 of those Draconians, and I think they're the acidy ones. The blacksmith was talking about. So, no ramming them and, staying nearby when they...
There are other people in the tavern also.
Around, are they all like standing in a group? Are they away from any of the other patrons in the tavern?
No, they've kind of got the big table in the centre of the tavern and they're kind of dominating it. Everyone else has been pushed to the side tables. So
Do
they're...
they appear to be within kind of 10 feet of each other from a central point?
Yes.
Magia looks at Constance and just goes, so, we're going to
Yes.
kick in the door, and then
Right.
I'm going to let off a spell. So don't go running in until I do, and that should hopefully get everyone else out from the shock and hit them pretty hard where it hurts.
Excellent.
And then
Good.
hopefully Yanis and Royce will hear that, and then they'll come running in through the back.
Mhm.
But we just have to
Okay.
stay away from those ones with the curved knives? Because I didn't the blacksmith tell us that they use poison?
Yes, acid poison, and they melt into acid when they die. That's their terrifying
If we can
death
try and
thing.
kill them while they're at the table in that spot, then maybe it'll make a problem, at least for Toad, to get across all the acid they leave behind.
Yes, that's a smart idea. So you go in, do your thing, and I'll support with the bow, and then we
Get
need
as
to
far
drag
back
Toto.
to the other side as the tavern as possible, so you can hit them with the bow.
Go to the far side.
Yeah, if you come in past me, that gives you the best range for your bow, right? You struggle if they're really close.
Oh yes, of course.
And
Or I
then-
can hit them with my axe.
Hit him with the
Well,
axe.
the back of the table, mate. You want to wing
Okay,
it?
let's do
Yeah, we'll wing it.
So,
That's what Mashia's going to do. Literally kick the door in with her hoof and just let off shatter right at the table to try and catch
Okay.
them all.
So what we're going to do is we're going to show another sort of level up mechanic. Is if you're instigating a fight, you get to roll initiative at advantage.
Oh,
So what
Yeah.
happens is, because you're kind of kicking the door and going in, everyone will roll initiative as normal, but you guys roll at advantage because you're initiating it.
I rolled a 1 and a 3,
oh.
so that's good.
So the advantage kind of ensures that you'll probably go first, but it doesn't mean that you can't mess up and trip over something or do something really, unfortunate, which makes you instead go last.
Is
which
it
what Constance
Dex
probably
or
going to do it.
Sorry, Dex initiative.
For this, for them, it's going to be perception. For you guys, it will be Dex, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's a 19.
I got a 17.
Nice.
My plan is just I'm going to throw my dagger at Toad.
Okay. So the Draconians are going at 11.
Yep.
And
Oh, wait,
Toad,
I have -1, so 18.
Okay.
Sorry.
Toad is on 15.
Okay. I think Yanis is frozen, so we'll come back to them. When they get here, I'm just putting it in order, and then we'll get going and kick
Okay.
that door down.
Let's do it.
Okay. Okay, so Constance stands outside and it's like, okay, Mashia, whenever you're ready.
3, 2, and Magia doesn't even say one. She just kicks the door in as hard as she can.
Okay, so the door flies open, and everyone in the interior is just like, freezes in shock. Now, what's this initiative chart look like, Jess?
First, we get Magia 18 first.
Okay, so the first thing you see is that Toad, however you pronounce his name, say Toad, sitting at the table with his cronies. They all kind of like turn around and look shocked like that in utter like dismay. There are a few other townspeople in there, all of whom just like, some of them drop their drinks, some of them sort of look utterly terrified. A couple of them are so drunk they don't even notice. You see, sitting by the fire, the old man, whatever his name is, Fuzzlewig, whatever his name is. He glances up with a twinkle in his eye. He doesn't look very surprised, to be honest.
He doesn't look
And
surprised.
sitting in a corner, you can see a slender figure wearing a cloak with a hood, being very Aragornish out of Lord of the Rings.
How
don't-
bloody mysterious.
I don't think Magia is necessarily like, she'll take that in for a second, but it's not the forefront of what she's doing. She doesn't want to lose this element of shock.
Mhm.
So I think she moves in far enough that Constance will be able to come in through the door behind her.
Mm-hmm.
Just like briefly looks over her shoulder at the townspeople and just shouts in like the scariest voice she can manage, "Get out!" And then at the same time lets off the shatter spell at the table to hit the Draconians and Toad.
Is that a saving throw?
It is. It's Constitution saving throw. They've got to hit a 14.
Draconians, we have a fail, a fail, a fail, and a fail. And Toad, we have a 19. A success. So,
He succeeds. So he
He's
takes
good
half
at
damage.
surviving.
That is
How he's
gonna
lived this long.
be 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna spend one of my sorcery points to re-roll 2 of those damage dice because 2 of them were awful. So that makes 5, 10, 17 points of thunder damage. Any creatures made of stone, metal, or inorganic material. Oh, that doesn't matter. They'd have disadvantage. So it's half the toad because he succeeded.
So they're sitting there, and their glasses explode on the table in front of them, as does the platter of spiced potatoes and everything else that's on the table, and probably part of the table itself just explodes, and just all 5 of them are just like slammed by shards of wood and glass and sonic and china and everything else that was there. The 4 draconians are sort of flung backwards, and there's like green blood running all the way down them. They're badly hit. Toad himself, a few scratches. He doesn't look happy, but you haven't badly hurt him. But he's looking up in utter terror and looking around. He's clearly looking for somewhere to escape. He's looking at the windows. He's looking at the doors, trying to work out how he's going to get out of this one.
Magi is also just gonna, like, as he's taking it in, just be like, your goblins fought well, but not well enough. She's gonna do them a solid, so it sounds like they're dead.
Oh, so they can do their china shop.
Yeah. And hopefully patrons are starting to rush out behind Magi.
So at the end of the round, we'll do everyone else in the pub. So they've basically got initiative 0. So Royce is next.
I'm going to draw my silver dagger and try to throw it at Toad while he's occupied with fear.
Yep.
Would this count as a sneak attack, by the way?
No, not this one.
Ah, damn it.
What?
All right. Well, either way, I'm hitting him. So that's a, 25 to hit.
That's definitely yeah.
Okay. Well, it's no sneak attack, but it'll do. Okay, so that is 4 plus 4, 8 plus 5, 13.
Okay, your dagger catches Toad right in one of his hands and basically nails his hand to the table, and he lets out a yelp of pain. Next is Toad himself. He's stuck to the table. He looks around, starts to pull out his short sword, then looks around, looks and sees that both entrances are blocked, looks at one of the windows, takes a deep breath, pulls the dagger out, letting out another yell of pain, and then runs and dives through the window with a massive crash. It's a big old clumsy dive as well, because he's not an elegant hobgoblin. Dives through the window with a massive crash. And then the Draconians go. They're quite badly injured, but they fan out and they pull out their sort of wicked, sort of curved daggers. And they spread out to engage you. 2 of them move towards the back door, 2 towards the front door. You each, again, conveniently, get a Draconian each. It's amazing how these things always work out.
Perfect.
It's just easy for the maths. So we'll start with Constance. So this Draconian comes at you. It's got like poison dripping and acid dripping from its jowls, and its dagger, you can see, has a sort of greenish, glistening kind of sheen to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know that there's something dodgy going on with that dagger. You don't want to feel what that dagger's going to do.
I do not. Correct.
And they move to it in a kind of slithery, kind of sort of slimy kind of way. Like, these aren't sort of like brutes. They're not sort of like full-on attackers. They're sneaky assassin types. So this Draconian moves up, and slashes with his dagger.
Right, at me. So I will try to parry because I don't want that thing to touch me. Please and thank you, because I see what happens when you get poison rubbed into a wound.
Okay.
So that will bring my AC up to 19.
Okay, so he hits.
He hits me.
Yeah. 5
Why are
points
you
of piercing
rolling
damage.
well now?
Sorry, I rolled a natural 19 plus. I apologise.
Fine. 5
He does
piercing
5
damage.
points of piercing damage, and I would like, please, a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. Bear with me one moment, because I think I might have a stuff and/or thing that helps with this. No, I don't. Just a Constitution saving throw.
No stuff.
No stuff and/or things. Okay, so that's only a 15.
That's fine.
Okay.
You do feel like as this dagger sort of cuts into you, you do feel something going through your veins. Glancing at your arm, because that's where he cut you.
Yeah.
You do see sort of like a greenish tinge going up your veins, and it does burn. And your arm kind of gets a bit sluggish for a second. For a moment, you can't move it. Your fingers won't move. But your constitution is strong enough, and you manage to shrug off this effect. But this doesn't look like it would be fun if you succumbed to that poison.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't look like a good day out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Magia, you're next.
Mm-hmm.
What is your AC?
My AC is 14 because mage armor lasts for 8 hours, thankfully.
Okay, he's rolled a total of 12. I think we can agree that 14 is higher than 12, can't we?
Yep.
Okay.
It so.
Yes. Consensus passed. Well done, everyone.
In which case, the Draconian misses.
So I'm going to use Arcane Riposte on
Yep.
it because I can respond to an incoming attack with a magically infused one.
Okay.
So I make a melee spell attack against the creature that attacked me.
Nice.
That is a 15 plus 6, I think it is. Yeah, so 21.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to take... Oh, I get to choose the damage type.
Poison.
I am going to go for... Let's go for thunder damage.
Okay.
Unless... Are they wearing metal armor at all?
They are not wearing armor at all, in fact.
Okay. So I'll go for
unarmored.
thunder damage. That is 7 points of thunder damage. There's not a loud crack. Oh, sorry. That was only 2d6 I rolled. 8. I rolled another one. 8 points of thunder damage.
Okay. This Draconian is bloodied. He is staggering. You've badly hurt that Draconian. These ones don't seem as tough as the silver one you met, or the magic casters. They're more tricksy, but they don't seem as tough. Okay. We've got a Draconian on Yanis. Is your AC silver blade?
My AC is currently it'll have gone back to 12. No,
Okay.
14, sorry, 14.
Oh, well, 12 would have been bad. 14 is okay, because I rolled 13. So definitely 14, yeah?
Gracious.
Definitely
Yes,
14.
definitely
In which
14, yeah.
case, the Draconian swings at you, but you manage to step back and avoid it.
Ooh.
And that leaves Royce. Oh, that's not good. 11. I'm going to guess that's a miss also. Okay, that is a miss. So, that is Draconian's done. Constance is next.
I am. So I kind of want to put a bit of distance between this guy, but they don't look very strong, you say. They didn't look like brutes. So I'm wondering if I just hit them really hard with my axe, I could kill it. So that's what I'm hoping. So I'm going to take, for my bonus action, I'm going to get into my combat maneuver stance for the unending wheel. I can't use it this turn because that'll be another bonus action, but I'll be ready next time. And I'm going to swing to hit with my axe. And I did a good roll. That's better. So that's 20 to hit. Great. So I will do for this turn 10 piercing damage to it.
Very nice. Okay.
It is very nice. And because everyone sees me just swing my axe and hit it, and the two people closest to me, which I assume is Magia and Royce, are like, wow, that's so inspiring. And they are so inspired by me that they get an expertise dice on their next attack this round.
Very nice.
It is very nice. And that is, that's everything I do. So I'm just going to swing at that guy and hope he looks terribly injured and has a terrible rest of his day.
He does look suitably injured. It is now Yanis' turn.
Lovely. I Well. So what is happening? I feel like I wasn't very connected to the room when you described it the first time.
Right.
What's,
So everyone's burst into the room, 2 at the front, 2 at the back. Magia blasted the whole group of bad guys with a shatter spell, causing quite a lot of damage.
Party trick.
Mm-hmm. The Draconians attacked you guys, 1 each, while Toad himself has flung himself out of the window in a desperate attempt to escape. Because brave is one thing he is not.
Absolute coward. Bloody Nora. That's really embarrassing, that. Right. This one that's trying to chop my head off. Can it make a dexterity saving throw, please? It's got to beat 14.
Certainly try. He has rolled a 7.
Nuts to you, sir. Right, it takes 9 points of damage.
What is it you're doing here?
I'm doing a sacred flame. It's probably just declare damage. Cast a sacred flame. It bursts into hot white, radiant flames.
The Draconian lets out a cry of pain as the white flame sears its skin and its scales.
Get back! I say.
Is that Yanis done?
He is, yeah.
So the 4 Draconians are very much looking worse for wear. They don't look like they're going to take another bout of that. But in the corner, the slender figure pulls back its hood, and you can see pointed ears. This is an elf. He has long blondish hair.
What?
Stunning.
And a regal look to his face, but he doesn't interfere. He just sits there watching.
That's a bit rude. We're fighting for our lives. He's like, interesting.
Could you do something, please? I will say that in character. So, can you do something, please?
The old man says, "I'll help," and he stands up, knocking his chair over. I ain't gonna cast my favourite spell now. What's it called? Fireball? No, fireball. Fireball! I'm gonna cast fireball. This will help us all out, alright? And he starts chanting magical words, flings his arms forward, and about 6 sacks worth of feathers explode in the centre of the room, covering everybody harmlessly in feathers, while the old man goes, "Oh, drat. That wasn't fireball." And he sits down again, looking somewhat deflated. Who's next?
Good.
Back to the start of the round.
It would be Magia.
So, I still have this 1 Draconian in front of me, right? With all this acid. Now, Magia is a mariner. She's a sailor. So she would know that bronze is really great on ships because it's really hard wearing to corrosion and seawater and all that kind of nasty stuff that affects things like iron. So she is going to use the spell Altered Strike to transform her fist into a fist made of solid bronze.
Okay.
And just hit it really, really hard.
Okay.
So I make a attack with my spellcasting ability modifier. So it's going to be 17.
Is a hit.
Is a hit.
Looks
and
great.
it does as much damage as whatever my regular unarmed attack is. Which I think is it 1d4 or 1d6?
1 plus the strength modifier, unless you've got something to change that. I think Minotaurs get 1d6, don't they, if they use their horns?
Oh, we'll do it with the horns then.
Yeah, sure.
That's more
Horns
fun.
are bronze.
The
Yeah.
horns are
nice.
bronze.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 1d6 plus 2 piercing damage. So that is going to be 6 points of piercing damage. And she's hoping that the bronze will maybe not make things as horrible.
So your big sort of headbutt smashes into this Draconian, knocking it back, or knocking it straight down to the floor in this massive sort of... And as it smashes into the floor, it just like dissolves straight away. Dissolves straight away, and a big pool of greenish, stinking smoking, steaming acid spreads out. Could you please make an dexterity saving throw, please?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say she's definitely gonna try and just carry the momentum on to get past this.
Just see if you can just leap over it.
That is a 12.
A 12?
My -1. With my -1, yeah.
Yeah. Is not enough.
Oh,
You take 7 points of acid damage.
Okay.
Ouch.
You are covered in acid now. And this is ongoing damage. Which means that in order to end this damage, which is going to apply to you at the start of each of your turns, you're going to have to take an action to clean yourself off. Or take another 7 damage.
Do you think Magic can tank 7 points of acid damage, or would you like that halved?
She can tank it right now because we got to have a bit of a sit down. So
All right, that's good. We've got to have a tea party. In the,
Okay.
I'm not.
She's
She's not in the danger zone yet.
So that is one down, and it's now Yanis's turn, I believe. We've got Yanis there.
Yes, I rolled a lovely 18 with the good advantage. So I'm gonna keep doing the same thing because I'm a little heal bot and I'm not statted out from combat. So can the Draconian make another dexterity save, please, Ross, as I cast Sacred Flame?
He has rolled a 18.
That's fine. It doesn't do anything. These flames move very slowly.
Oh,
They're run on subsidized funds.
He sneers at you and says, Kenda, trying to do magic. Ha! Now we've seen everything.
But I am the... Ah, forget it. You're going to be dead in a minute anyway.
Royce is next. I think you're on mute there.
Classic.
Is there anything special about the goblin sword I took earlier? It's just a normal sword.
Oh, they're great swords, but they're just normal swords, yeah.
I'm not going to use that then. All right, I'm just going to use my short sword.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm just going to try to slice and dice.
Okay. I think given the small nature of the room and the chaos, it's almost certainly going to be fairly close to another of your friends. So this will count as a sneak attack if you want it to. And why wouldn't you want it to?
Oh, beautiful. Okay. I'm so mad I threw my dagger then. All right, that is going to be a 15 to hit.
Is a hit.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
Good old sneak attack. Always, always beloved. Okay, so that is 14 damage.
Okay.
Nice.
I have a dexterity saving
I'll
throw,
do.
please.
Well,
All
this
right.
is your thing.
That wasn't great. Dexterity saving throw. I rolled an 8. Okay, I have decent stats in dex, shockingly. 14 total.
14. Okay, you managed to leap clear and avoid
God.
getting splashed with acid as the draconian dissolves in front of your very eyes. You notice this acid is strong enough that it's eating into the wood of the floor as well. It's quite nasty, this acid. So, who's next? Toad, he's gone out the window. Draconians. There are 2 Draconians left. One on Constance, one on Yanis. Constance, your AC, please.
I will parry, so my AC will be 19.
You deftly parry the poison dripping dagger as it comes in at your neck.
I do not
And-
want that nip me. No.
Yanis, same question to you.
Mine is currently 15.
Unfortunately, you're not quite as lucky,
Oh,
and the
no.
dagger bites deep for 5 points of
17.
piercing damage and
Fine.
a Constitution saving throw.
Some lovely, lovely poison. Fabulous, right. I'll take that damage and I'll make a
At
constitution.
least you didn't drink the poison this time. It's inflicted on you. Feels slightly better.
Yeah, this time. That's very true. That is a 16.
Okay. Much like Constance, you feel this poison spreading through your veins, and for a moment you feel sluggish, like you can't move, like your very ability to even react. But you fight it off, you shake it off, the adrenaline courses through you, and you shake it off. So, that's Draconian's done. Who's next?
It's me.
Constance.
So I saw Toad dive out a window.
You did.
So what I'd like to do is disengage from combat with the lizard, the draconian person I'm fighting with, and then I want to run to the side so I could meet Toad outside the building. So
you're running back out the building and then
yes.
Make a perception check as you run out. See if you can spot him.
Okay. That's not very good, but it's 11.
You're not sure where he went.
Oh no.
Well, I saw the window he went out of.
You saw the window he went out of. In that direction, there's a few different trails going off in different directions. He could have gone down any one of those.
Darn.
Dang it.
I'm just going to have my bow out and be looking around for him.
Okay.
I think that'll be the end of my turn, because I've disengaged. I've moved. I'll run probably 30 feet, so I'll be done.
Okay. The elf stands, pulls out a bow, and aims it at the draconian that Constance just stepped away from. The arrow strikes true, slams straight into the draconian's chest, and the draconian falls backwards and dissolves in a pool of acid. Luckily, it's not in melee combat with anybody and doesn't harm anybody as it does so, though it does ruin a perfectly fine chair.
Oh.
Oh no. They've gone too far.
Yeah, this is the thing that breaks us.
The old man is like, right, I'm going to get it right this time. Okay. Fuzzball, no. Fireball. Okay, here we go. One fireball coming up.
Get under the table.
There's silence. And then suddenly a rabbit just appears on the centre table and just looks around startled and then runs off out of the back door. And the old man's, next time, I'll get it next time. Next, we're back to Magia.
I think.
7 points of damage at the beginning of your turn.
Oh gosh, yeah. Ow.
And then you can use your action to scrape that off if you wish, or you can ignore it and take 7 damage next turn.
Both great choices.
Yeah, because Magia probably wants to go looking to see where Toad is, because he's outside, and she's hoping that Constance is dealing with him.
Yeah. Yeah. Got it under control. It's fine.
Yeah, I think she's probably going to take the turn to, like, there's probably like a coat or something that's been left on a chair as people have emptied out. She's going to grab that and just start wiping down like her horns and where the acid is, and just try to get outside with Constance to make sure she's okay. And she's hoping that Toad's out there. She wants
You
to
can
know
also
where he's
make
gone.
a perception check. See if you can spot something that Constance did not.
Perception is wisdom, right?
Yeah.
It's likely.
Oh,
I
that is a 10.
You also cannot see where Toad went. However, you have cleaned the acid off and you are no longer taking acid damage.
That's good.
Silver linings and all that. Yanis, you still have a draconian.
Just one. The other,
Just
the one
the
that was
one
on me,
left.
or the other one?
The one that's on you. Just the one.
Oh, just
all the
shove
others have been
off.
dispatched.
Just clear off. No, that's a distinctive miss. Swat at his thighs.
Well, maybe Royce can help you out.
Glistening thighs they are.
Nice.
But they've got scales. They've got scales, aren't they? Everything's on fire.
Okay. Glistening is normally not a word you use to describe any scales.
Reflective.
It's like,
right.
we'll leave
Glistening
this one alive
thighs.
if you want to get dinner with it.
No, just look. Just look. Help. Ah. This is not the gravitas for our final session that we were looking for.
No, but this is accurate to who we are as people. And I
Yes.
think that's more important. It's my turn, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm probably going to hit it and destroy it because that was 19 plus, say, 24 to hit.
That is going to hit.
Lord. Is this a sneak
It
attack?
is a sneak attack because Yanis is next to it.
Beautiful. Woo. This, oh no, I feel sorry for this one. That is 12. 13, 17 damage.
The draconian explodes in a shower of acid. Yanis and Royce, please make dexterity saving throw.
But the dice hate me today.
I got an 11.
Ooh, dear.
I didn't get any 2s. I'm so mad.
Yanis?
I got a 6.
You both take 7 points of acid damage.
I'm gonna slough it off as soon as I can.
Yeah, same. Ow! 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 Ow!
So you could. The draconians have all now dealt with, and you can wipe off the acid damage and not take any further damage. The patrons have all pretty much left. Otik and Tika, the bar staff, are kind of like crouched behind the bar, waiting for everything to die down, and they stand up as you finish. And Otik says, "I think you're going to need some spiced potatoes." Which the old man looks up and says, "Spiced potatoes, you say?"
We're sponsored by Spiced Potatoes. This stream sponsored by Inn of the Last Home Spiced Potatoes. The spiced potatoes are the spice of life.
I feel like Magia from outside, after her and Constance confirm that we don't know where Toad has gone, just hears the word "spice potatoes" that immediately appears in the bar.
Yeah.
Flutters into the bar.
So Otik brings forth a skillet of spiced potatoes and plunks them down on the bar and just like gestures towards them and says, "After that display, I think you've earned these."
We're literally melting. We've literally been covered in acid. And he's like, "Have some carbs. Carbs with some
He hasn't
coriander."
even finished the sentence before Magia is like picking up and just
I'm
shoveling them in
eating
her
some.
face.
I'm afraid we've been remiss in our duty. Toad did escape. He's ran off into the night and I could not locate him.
You want me to try to hunt him down?
He'd have gone to get his master, Drax.
Oh, wow! That's so much for the drag him mid-spice potato. So much for the drag him into the street plan.
No, but he ran away and that's enough. People saw it. Everybody saw it.
So there's a voice from the door, and an elderly woman standing there. "I saw it!" And then a voice at the back door as someone comes in. "I saw it too! We saw the coward Toad running away!"
Yeah, this is like the third time he's done this.
Yeah, he's sort of known for this at this point.
Every time. Magia will turn to address the person at the door and the one at the back door. It's like, then go tell everybody else what you saw and tell them that the blacksmith has weapons and armor. We're taking back Solace.
Yeah.
The old lady smiles and says, "I was waiting for somebody to say that."
Excellent. Take a spiced potato with you.
Oh, well,
That
thank you.
was good.
And they disappear off into the night.
Right. Well,
At this point, you notice that the elf is gone.
Yeah. Where's that very capable-looking fellow who did absolutely nothing to help?
The old man says, "I saw him slip out. Why are you eating the spiced potatoes? Oh, these are quite delicious. Goodness me, you must give me the recipe, Otik. Goodness me."
sorry, I don't think we've met before, but you were here last time at the tavern with...
Yes, we met.
stories.
That counts as meeting.
Sorry?
In a way, yes.
Yes, Constance, yes, we've met.
I didn't catch your name. Sorry, it was...
Oh, my name is Fuzzgang. No, Fuzzbing. No. Fizzban. That's my name.
Fizzban.
The Fabulous, you can call me. Master magician, expert of the fireball.
Oh, that's wonderful. That should come in jolly helpful in our endeavours. Will you be joining us in reclaiming the town in this rebellion?
Absolutely, my fireballs will turn the tide of battle for sure.
Oh, well.
What happened?
Fueled by
That's
these
the
spiced
rabbit.
potatoes, he takes a fork and jabs into the spiced potato and starts to munch away at it.
Where's the rabbit? Do you need that back? It was very impressive.
Oh, yes. Poor old Fluffy. Oh.
Right.
Oh.
Well, It appears we're going to draw them into the town square, so perhaps we should get moving to perhaps a more strategic position, opposed to being around.
An excellent plan,
potatoes.
Constance. I've always thought you were a great leader.
Oh,
If you've-
well,
I'm not-
thank you very much. That's very kind of you.
You have just met the one time, haven't you?
I mean, as far as I'm aware, yes.
Oh, I always have my ears to the ground, young Yanis.
I'm not sure. Did we actually speak last time? I'm not sure I ever said. I mean, obviously,
You were
most people know
sneaking
my name.
out mostly, yeah.
But I'm fairly famous at this point.
When you get as old as me, you learn to pay attention and
Right.
to master the fireball, of course.
Oh, of
Right,
course.
well, you-
Yes. Maybe we should get outside to get
Fireball.
patients. What was that? Sorry.
I can cast fireball again.
Maybe not in here. Maybe
Maybe
let's.
Do that here.
outside at the
Maybe
big old
yes.
draconian. That would be helpful. Not at any of
Fireball
us.
at Dracon. Excellent plan.
Right.
Excellent plan, Magic.
But
Excellent plan. I can
how
see.
does he know? Look, but not if we're stood near the draconian. Just as a point of interest, don't if any of us, not like one or two of us, any of us at all are near, then don't do it.
Great words of advice. Great words of advice, young Kenda. You're
Actually,
ways beyond your tender years.
Matchy is just having a moment of like staring into the middle distance, remembering fireball. Yeah, not while any of us are standing near.
Especially her. Especially her.
I have had a bad experience with that spell in the past, not because I've tried to cast it, because I don't know how to cast it, but because it was cast out. It was a mess. I died, apparently.
Maj, do you think you
Died.
you
Well, that must have been an adventure.
Do you think you could learn?
Can't
to
say as
cast
I've
it one
died
day?
before, except maybe that time.
God.
Yeah. Oh, goodness me. I just.
Oh.
As you get older, your memory just starts to go.
I could probably learn to cast it, Yanis, but like not at this short notice. I don't really
No!
Kinda-
I'm forbidding it. As the chosen of Mystical, I'm forbidding it. You're never
From
allowed.
outside, you hear a voice.
Oh.
Intruders! Come on out!
Oh,
Is he calling us out? He's
We
calling
didn't
us
get into
out.
position. We were
I
stood
did
in
say
talking.
we just need to eat the potatoes instead.
Are they knocking? They're knocking?
I'm gonna get my bow and step towards the door and be like,
In
This-
the town
Now's the time.
square, you can see a large draconian, probably 7 feet tall, with a slightly silvery sheen to it. Very,
Wow.
very muscular, wielding a great big curved sword.
Wow.
Toad is behind him, about 20 feet behind him, kind of cringing in the shadows.
This,
There's also 4 other draconians standing
This-
around
this-
Toad. It looks almost like Toad's under guard, the way they're standing around him. And then probably a dozen, maybe 2 dozen other draconians start to come into view as they start to emerge from the side streets, and they start to surround the entirety of the town square.
this could be it.
Yeah, look,
Could be.
a guy like this, right? He's not going to want to be made an idiot of in front of his subordinates. So I reckon if we try and call him out, that like the only way he can fight all of us is with all of his draconians, and he could never manage it one-on-one. We might be able to goad him into that, and then when he's defeated, they'll probably, run away. Demoralized.
good. I can call him out like that. I'm quite witty. Yes.
You want a hand with that, Constance, or
No, I can do it.
Yeah.
Okay, but, like,
old
you
man
can- you
says, "Fire, like us fireball now."
no, not yet.
No, stop.
yet.
No,
Not-
this
not
man,
yet.
don't do that.
You know what? If you need help, Constance, you just tag me and Royce in, okay?
Yes. Okay. All right.
All right, just let me know when.
I don't.
Got the fireball.
I'm not sure that's how-
I'll give you a
Maybe.
hand signal.
We'll
It will
yell
surely turn
fireball.
The tide of battle.
Yeah. So I'll step out the door.
Okay. The large draconian looks at you and says, "A knight of Salamnia. You're a long way from home. Perhaps you should turn tail and run back north."
Well, why would I turn tail and run when there's 4 of us here and you've had to bring an army to defeat us? Are you perhaps a little afraid?
Of you, knight? Of course not. Do you know how many Solamnic knights I have slain in my time?
I do not. No one's told me any
42.
deeds of yours.
42 knights of Solamnia I have slain.
very
Today
good.
it will be
It's great.
43, and I will enjoy it.
Well, then step forward out from behind your armies that you cower behind then and face me face to face.
One-on-one? A duel, you suggest?
Shit. Yes!
Nagia steps
Oh.
out immediately as Constance says yes and is like, she's not alone. You say we're a long
No.
You say that we're a long way from home. You look like you're a long way from hell. So if you're so wonderful, if you've slain so many knights, why not make it a fair match then? 4 of us against you.
But,
4 against 1.
Should be no problem for you.
This man
should
shuts up.
it?
5! 4.
4 and a
5
half.
against 1.
4 and a half.
4.5.
Bible now? Bible?
No, not now.
no, stop. Just look. I'll tell you when. Just
Cast Bible
So,
right now.
do you
right
accept the challenge, or are you going to stand back and cower behind your armies?
Like the coward you have standing behind you.
He looks around at. It's not an army, but it's a large gathering, shall we say?
It's enough of an army for me.
for all
He looks
intents and
back.
purposes, it's an army.
He says, well, after all, even if you should defeat me, which, of course, you will not, the rest of these draconians here will make short work of what is left of you.
Who are they going to listen to? Toad? He'll just run away again. This is the 3rd, 4th time?
And you
How many
hear a
times have you
voice-
ran away from us, Toad?
You hear a voice from the trees that says, but it's not just them! And looking up, you see kid, probably about 10, with a bow and arrow, trained at a draconian. Then you hear a voice from another tree and says, it's all of us! And you see the old woman there, and she's got a sling ready to use. And then as you look up, like torchlight just flares up in all of the trees, and you can see there are dozens, like maybe 50 villagers, just the old and the young, all in the trees, all ready to fight. And the draconians on the ground start to look around nervously and start clutching their weapons and shifting.
Nice work, Constance.
Thanks.
Drax snarls and says, so that's how it is it? Well, all right, you will be first. I'm pointing straight at Jess, but you can't actually tell that.
I knew.
Let's roll initiative, shall we?
Excellent. Cool. Do we have advantage on this
Let's-
for any random reason, Russ, maybe?
No,
Cool.
nobody is surprised.
Maybe a plus one
not
or
expecting
2
this. This is
because we're the goodies.
Well, I did roll a 7, so that's
13 for me.
17. That'll do.
Got a 19.
okay. So
13.
we have Fizban is on a 9.
Mhm.
And Drax is on a 10.
Perfect. Well, we're going to have a jolly great fight, aren't we? So it looks like it's Royce going first on 19.
So as this combat breaks out, of course, the Draconians and the townspeople engage in battle. And you can hear cries and crashes and people firing arrows and clangs as it's like people come out of the shadows and emerge out of buildings and from different directions. They all come out and fling themselves at the Draconians. And you can see that there are people dying in this. There are casualties, but it does feel like the Draconians are on the back foot there. They are outnumbered as the townspeople sort of press them backwards. So, who's first? Royce.
My dagger hasn't manifested back yet, right?
It has. It has appeared back.
Nice.
Beautiful. Okay, then I'm going to go at Drax then.
Okay.
That is a 16 to hit.
Okay. 16 is a miss. It bounces off his tough hide. And he laughs at you and says, "You're going to have to do better than that."
Yeah, that's everything I got for now.
Who's next? Yanis.
Yanis next.
It's the lovely me. So, while I stall for time to make sure I'm reading the spell correctly, I am going to hit this cheeky boy. Yes. Right. Don't fail me now. Here we go. I'm going to make a ranged spell attack.
Okay.
And probably fail. Yeah, great. Good. That is a mere 12.
A 12.
Which is not likely to be hit.
Which is not a hit.
Fabulous.
Hit at all. Your spell just splashes against the Draconian and it just laughs at you. Puny magic. I can see this fight is going to be shorter than I expected.
Magic isn't only used to attack, but the magic we have behind us is to defend as well. And then I'm going to throw up a shield of faith on Constance because she's going to be going toe to toe with this bastard.
This
That's
toe
my
rag.
one swear. That's my one swear for the whole season.
Okay.
And I feel like it's thematically appropriate.
How much what does it do to my AC, Jack?
It'll give you a +2.
Thank you.
That's right. Welcome. Enjoy.
Okay.
Magic.
So, who's standing around where Drax is? Who's within 10 feet of him? Are there any of the acid draconians within 10 feet of him?
No, he's got 4 of the soldier
Okay.
Draconians near him.
Shame.
Okay. How far away is he?
50 feet?
Amazing. Magia is going to, as he's laughing at Yanis, Magia, of course, takes offense to anybody laughing at her brother, because he's a very capable arcane user, and she's going to, without saying anything, just ring that little bell again and cast Shatter.
Okay.
So con saves from everybody within 10 feet, centering on that dude.
So, Drax rolls 21.
Oh, God.
He'll take half damage.
Yeah, a +5 con bonus will do that.
Oh, yeah.
So, the Draconians. We have a 5, a 14, a 20, and a 4.
So 2 fails, 2 successes. So the ones that succeed will only take half damage.
Okay.
5 plus 7. My brain can't do math. Is 2. So 12. I'm going to use my ability to re-roll the last dice because it was awful. So that's another 5. I can do math. I can't do math. I'm sorry. 17.
17
Yeah.
My brain just like short-circuited for a moment there.
So it's 17 to 2 of them and half to 9 to the other 2, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And Drax, half to him as well, yeah?
Half to him as well, yeah, because he passed.
Okay. 2 of those Draconians are badly injured. The soldier Draconians, as you recall, are, pretty much the weakest of them. You badly hurt them. Who's next? Drax himself. Haha. Drax raises his he's got one of those big kind of sort of like anime style swords that's like got a right angle in it and lots of spikes.
Right.
And it's like almost as big as he is. And he's like 7.5 feet tall. Raises it above his head, locks eyes on Constance, and charges using his charge ability. He moves and then charges. He moves his speed and smashes you with Furious Smash.
Can I try and avoid that in any way?
You can have an AC, is one way to avoid it.
I do
The
have
other way
one
to
of
avoid
those.
it would be attempt to parry it.
I will have an AC and attempt to parry.
Okay.
And that will bring me to a total of 21 for my AC.
21.
Yes.
Okay. That is not going to do it. The blow slams down into your shoulder, crashing against your breastplate. for 19 points of slashing damage.
No, incorrect. Incorrect. It will not be 19 points of damage because I am going to use my better than cure, and I will half that to whatever half of 19 is. I also can't do maths.
10. Yeah.
10. We'll call it 10.
Let's call it 10.
Thank you.
Hold up one hand and stop the blow from crunching her armor.
Like 11 or something from Stranger Things. Just
Drax laughs.
Yeah, he actually gets pushed back a little bit on the ground.
yeah.
Sure. Fizzband stands up. Here we go. Fizzlebell. Fizzlebell. No. Fazball. No.
Fireball!
Fireball coming up. And he shouts some words of magic. Weaves his hand in deeply mysterious, arcane ways. And suddenly, all of the Draconians, the 4 Draconians, turn blue.
Like emotionally, they're too sad to fight.
that wasn't quite it. I'll get it next time. My fireballs, they are so good. You're gonna love it when I.
Please, if you could, that would be brilliant.
Constance, it's your turn.
It is. So he's. So Drax has just run up to me and bashed me in the shoulder. Is he standing right up in front of me?
Yeah, right in your face.
So I kind of like turn and like my shoulder's there, and I turn up and look at him. And as I turn back, I dramatically swing my axe because I'm dramatic that way. Mechanically, my bonus action, I also mark foes, so I have an expertise dice on my attack. But like in the story moment, it was just cool for me to just kind of swing like that. And I get an 18 to hit.
Is a hit.
Yay! Okay, okay. Oh, this isn't gonna be very good. I should have used a combat maneuver. Actually, is what I should have done. I'll do that next time. But instead, I just do 9 piercing damage to this. I would say gentleman, but he doesn't conduct himself in such a way, so I shall not. And because I'm so inspiring, 2 people get an expertise dice on their first attack. So I'll pick the 2 people that are near to me. I think I'll pick Royce and Yanis because I think some of their spells have attack things more than magics. So they get expertise dice on their next attack because they're inspired by me. And also, if they target Drax, they get an additional expertise dice, so they will get a D6 instead of a D4 if they target him.
Okay. So the battle is going on in the background, all around the edges of the square, and the townspeople are fighting away, smashing away at the Draconians. Looking around, it looks like evenly matched at the moment. You're not sure who's winning, haven't really got time to watch. But it's definitely a furious battle, and there's lots of screams and cries and crashes of blades crashing against armor. You actually see Theros Ironfeld out there. He's managed to drag himself out, and he's got his big smith's hammer in his one remaining arm, and he's just playing about and stuff, just smashing Draconians left and right, like felling them with single blows with this enormous hammer. And
what a man!
You see Tika from the pub. She's running out with a skillet, the skillet that the spiced potatoes are in. She's charging up and smashing a goblin like flying across the town square. And you can see Otik. He's standing there at the back, and he's got himself a crossbow, and he's standing at the door of the pub, and he's just picking off Draconians and goblins from there. Everyone is involved. This is an epic battle. There's screams and cries all over the place, but it looks like the villagers are definitely fighting back, and it is now Royce's go.
I'm going to try again.
Okay.
And hopefully
this is against Drax, I assume. So you will have a sneak attack.
Yep.
You have a D6 bonus on your...
If you move to flank, you will get a D4 expertise die.
So that will upgrade it once again because she's got a
D8.
D6 on my thing. So you'll get a D8 on your attack.
Okay. I am going to do that then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Let me roll the hit. Okay, so 19 to hit.
Is a hit.
Beautiful.
Let's do some damage.
I'm hoping. Okay. Okay. 12. 13, 17, 21.
21. And that's with sneak attack damage and everything, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
Okay. You is that with the dagger?
Mm-hmm.
You plunge your dagger into Drax's back and it kind of sinks through his scales and he goes, "Arr!" letting out a big cry of pain as that dagger sinks deep into him. He was not expecting that. He did not see that coming at all.
Good.
Next is Yanis.
I have got to retain spell slots for healing people. So I am going to simply do what I do best, which is fling a tiny little bullet at his eyes, at his beady little draconian eyes.
Okay.
I'll teach him.
Let's do it.
I'll teach him. That is, hang on, 18.
It's a hit.
Yeah! Get stuffed. That's a 6 points of damage. Ugh!
One adds up. One adds up. Who's next?
It's Magia.
Me. So now that Drax is closer and he's moved up to attack Constance, can Magia see? Because I have the staff. Can Magia see if there's anything about Drax that might indicate that he's under the influence of some kind of spell or some kind of magic that she might be able to dispel to help Constance out?
Make a Arcana check, or go with Wisdom because it's kind of a sensory check.
Yeah. She's hoping that maybe he's got, sorcerers and spellcasters if he's been buffed or if something that she can get rid of. Oh, that's a really good roll. That's a dirty 20.
Lovely.
Okay. Yes, he has been buffed by some kind of unholy magic.
Gross.
Dark, unholy magic.
In which case, Magia will clutch that staff in her hand and point it out towards him and cast Dispel Magic. I don't know what level it casts at, though. I don't think I ever found out.
So that will be cast at...
Dispel Magic is a third level spell at base.
Yeah,
I don't know
it's cast at 6th level, I believe.
Okay,
Ooh.
so if it's cast, if the spell that was cast on him was a spell slot of 3rd level or lower, it is just dispelled.
Okay.
If it's 4th level or higher, I think I make a DC equal to 10 plus the spell's level.
It was, and it is dispelled. And you see, for the first time, a look of fear in his eyes as you realise that some of the dark magics protecting him have been unwoven by this mysterious staff that he's never seen before. And he looks at it and says, "Such power!"
Magia laughs, like mimicking his little arrogant laugh, and then looks at Constance and goes, "You got this!" It has no effect aside from just generally hyping her.
It has an effect.
Okay. It is now Drax's turn. He is standing over Constance, because even though Constance is tall, he's taller still. And he has got his giant sword, and he is attacking twice with 2 massive swings that are strong enough to fell a tree. He's basically using like a giant, like he's a woodcutter cutting down a tree, just trying to hack you down with enormous swings.
I would like to parry. Do I have to declare if it's the first or the second one before I know what the thing is?
Let's say no, you don't. I don't
Cool.
know hand, but let's say no for now. So his
Thank you,
first
I
swing.
appreciate that.
Well, his first swing. Yeah, we'll call that 25.
Okay, yeah, that's going to happen regardless of what
And
I
his
do.
second swing is a 22.
I have a chance, actually. Thanks. I did not. Yeah, they both hit me.
Okay. The blows are just too powerful to parry. You get your axe up, but his massive sword just powers through, and both blows slam into you. Both of them do 17 points of slashing damage.
Both
Both.
or together?
Both.
Do you not mean 17 in total?
No.
Okay. I'm down. So the first blow like knocks her down to her knees, and she kind of looks up as if she's about to stand up, and the second one goes, and she's just completely down on the floor.
No.
Drax laughs and goes, "Who's next?"
Constance.
Fizzbang goes, "Don't worry, I've got this."
Do you, sir?
Yeah,
Sorry.
now would be a good time for that fireball, Fizzbang.
Please.
Fireball
Please.
coming right up. One fireball coming right up. Izzy, Wizzy, let's get busy. And he blasts straight at Drax. A streak of fire comes straight out of his fingertips. Straight into Drax's chest and just pops. Like a little sparkler. And Drax just looks down at it in bewilderment. And it's Constance's turn.
Do you know
That's
any other
control.
spells? Any other spells at all?
Well, I suppose I shall do a death saving throw.
Yes.
I got a 10.
A 10 is a success.
Correct.
Okay.
That's fine. Everything
Royce.
is fine.
I'm going to.
Drax is no longer adjacent to an opponent. He's
That's
only
fine.
adjacent to you.
Okay, I'm going to use Perplexing Fury again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have my short sword out, and I'm going to
Mhm.
strike at him. Hey, focus on me. Let's hope this buys enough of a distraction. All right, 15.
15 is a miss.
That's fine. I made my attack at him, so
Yeah.
How does that?
Is it,
How does that?
is it a
feature
saving
work?
throw or?
no. I just hoping it keeps him distracted and focused on
Okay,
me.
but he's now at disadvantage. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
against me in particular,
Against you.
yes.
Cool. Okay. Okie dokie. Who's next? Where's Yanis?
Me. Is it against? Is it disadvantage against you?
Me strictly, yes.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm
I
buying
am
time.
gonna run, jump, hook, skip, slide up to Constance, and I'm gonna like sort of slide the last couple of feet on both knees,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna kind of prop her up, and I'm gonna kind of cradle her neck in one hand, and I'm gonna put the other hand on her breastplate and say, "You're not done yet." And then I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds, and I'm gonna up the spell slot, so that I can give it even more. So that's okay. I get to use my bonus twice because I have a special feature called just for people call me out called Heal Up. Yeah. So that is 14 points of health back to you.
Ooh, stunning. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I kind of just and kind of breathe and open my head back up.
It's okay. You're all right. And then I'm still there kind of like cradling at her neck and gonna look at her like very deep in the eye and say, "We still need you."
I'm here. I'm here.
Now go kick his ass.
Okay. Matthew.
I think seeing Constance go down, Maggie is also going to run up
Mm-hmm.
there towards her with everybody, and seeing as she gets there, seeing Yanis kind of bring Constance back, just looks at him and just says, get her up. And then as she kind of semi slides on her hooves to get in there, she's just going to stamp one down hard and cast Thunder Wave at
Okay.
Drax. So another Constitution saving throw.
He does have a +5 on this.
Yep.
It's what, 15.
15. That just passes. But so he's still going to take half damage. He doesn't get
Okay.
pushed away, but that is such a good roll. 8, 9, 10. This is 11, so he takes 5. I can half
6.
things. 6. There we
Okay.
go.
Okay.
6 points of thunder damage, and it's also anything that is unsecured in the area does get pushed 10 feet back. And the spell is audible out to 300 feet, so it's very, very loud.
Okay,
and
so this is loud, and the entire battle stops for a second, looking around to see what that massive bang was. as spiced potatoes fly in every direction.
I'm also going to use Magia's Flutter ability,
Mhm.
because that was a first level spell, to move 10 foot kind of away, like
Mhm.
side. So she's not blocking Constance or anyone else getting in, but she's not
Okay.
immediately in his vicinity. Because he looks like he hurts.
He does hurt, and it's his turn. Yeah, Royce has distracted him. He's going to attack Royce at disadvantage, luckily. But even with disadvantage, it's not a safe place to be.
That's fine.
Well, the first roll was a 1.
Nice.
So, a 1 and a 2, in fact. So,
Nice.
I got the
he'll
double
take the
swap.
2 because that's better, but that is a complete miss. Well, he can't take the 2, he's got to take the 1, isn't he? Which means he drops his sword. Why does this keep
Dash.
happening?
This keeps
Dash.
happening.
Dash
You
that.
have.
That is the
Royce-
third time this happened.
Dash that sword as far as you possibly can.
Oh, I will.
Just lob it.
He does, however, try a punch with his second attack. And he rolls a 16 and a 15.
15 misses.
He misses you. Wow. Okay. Okay. Still alive for another round. So, Fizzban. I've got it this time.
Oh God.
Don't worry. One fireball coming up. And he starts waving his hands in the air. And you can see glowing, fiery sparks surrounding his hands. 1, 2, 3. And he explodes in a ball of fire.
What? He explodes?
He explodes in a ball of fire.
Is he
Is
okay?
he dead?
He's no longer there.
What the hell, Russ?
Did he? What happened to?
In the last thing you hear is just faint voice on the wind saying, "Got it."
Wait, what? Oh, he's invisible. What? Is he invisible?
No, it's just this last message. I got it. He got the fireball to
Oh,
go
okay.
off. Unfortunately, at ground 0.
At ground 0.
And it's Constance's turn.
Jesus Christ. How do I follow that? Okay. So Constance stands up for her movement and she taps Drax on the shoulder and says, "You may have knocked me down, but I will always be stronger than you because I do not stand alone." And she turns and goes, "Royce, hit him again." And I use my Mark Foe bonus action to give D4, and my Commanding Presence allows me to give one of my allies an attack instead of me. So Royce can stab him using
With
an
sneak
expert
attack.
with sneak attack and gets the expertise dice for the Mark Foe in addition.
Okay. Does a 21 hit? Ooh,
It does.
okay, perfect. I hadn't even rolled expertise yet. Beautiful. Ugh, terrible rolls, though. Terrible damage rolls. Still free, though. Okay. That's 7 damage. Could have been much better.
Even with the sneak attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oof.
I rolled double ones. If I got 2s, I would have been fine.
Can you not re-roll all ones, or is it only on ability checks? Oh no! You can re-roll 2s.
I re-rolled
Oh,
2s, yeah.
Darn it! Darn it!
Okay, but that's my turn because I stood up, I did my bonus action, and my main action was using my Commanding Presence.
Now it's Royce's turn.
But Mark Foe does apply for everybody for the expertise dice until my next turn.
Yeah.
So
But
enjoy.
Royce gets another one. This is a better sneak attack.
Okay. I'm going to do... Can I use Sleight of Hand to get the sword?
Sure.
I'm going to do that instead. Keeping his weapon away from him is probably going to be pretty useful. With a Sleight of Hand, I got 22.
Okay, so what are you doing with the sword?
I think I was just very deftly sliding it back away from him, where he would have to push past any of us to get it.
Okay. Okay. And the old woman from the pub picks it up. She's surprisingly strong and starts laying about draconians with it, cutting them down left and right like someone harvesting wheat.
Amazing.
Is that Royce finished?
I think I'm good. Yeah.
Yanis.
So, I would like to taunt him, please.
Okay.
So he could make a wisdom saving throw. That would be good.
He rolls 7.
Yes. So I go, hey, lunkhead, and as he turns, I go,
Gasp.
you must have thick scales, because I don't think you're thinking straight. You're meant to be a tactician, a leader. The thing is, you picked the wrong target. I'm the chosen of Mystical. I'm the Blue Lady's emissary, and you haven't even glanced twice at me. So let's see how heavy those scales are. Catch me if you can, and then I'm going to back into the fight. And because I'm nimble and small, I can move through the space of any creature larger than me unimpeded, and I just disappear into the fight.
Okay.
And he now has disadvantage on everyone except me.
Okay. I'd like a stealth check as you disappear into that fight.
Sure. That is a not too unimpressive 20.
He's rolled a 12 on his perceptions, so he does lose sight of you. Okay. Mattia.
I think seeing Yanis do this big taunt and then disappear into the fight, and Drax kind of shifting his attention for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as Yanis finishes talking and disappears in, Magia is going to move over to where Yanis was, right up against him, and be like, and I'm his sister, so if you even think of following him, and before she finishes the sentence, she'll cast another and her final Thunder Wave.
Okay.
So
that
con
was-
save, DC 14.
11.
He fails! He fails. He takes 2d8 thunder damage.
Nice.
5, 6, 7, 8. 16 points of thunder damage.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, sorry. This is only 2d8, so 8 points of thunder damage. And he is pushed 10 feet away.
Okay.
And once again, there's a big thunderous boom that's audible out to 300 feet, and anything else unsecured goes flying.
From a nearby house, you hear someone shouting, "I'm trying to sleep!"
Why?
Badger's just going to shout out, "No one cares, there's a battle going on."
It is Drax's turn.
She will use
Oh, sorry.
Flutter again very quickly just to back up another 10 feet, so he's got to spend some effort to get to her.
So Drax casts about wildly for Yanis, but can't see him. And therefore turns back to Constance. And having been deprived of his sword, raises 2 big fists and just goes in with a couple of big, heavy punches.
I will parry those punches.
Okay.
And that is a 21 AC.
Okay. The first one misses, and the second one is a 15.
Oh, so
first one-
yeah, it's
the first one
18.
definitely misses. The second
18
one
is my
15.
normal
This is
AC.
your normal,
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
both blows miss. This band's gone. Constance, it's your turn. He's looking. He's like unsteady on his feet now.
Okay. I'm going to use one of my combat maneuvers because I'm in the stance from earlier. So I'm going to spend 2 of my exertion points to do wounding strike in the hopes that I hit him. So that's my bonus action, is prepping that for my next attack. And I go to hit him with a 17. Oh, actually, no, I didn't have my bonus for my weapon. 21. Sorry.
It's a hit.
I just did the dice roll. I was like, no, I get some. And then, so I go to hit him with my battle axe, only for 8 damage. But then also I get ongoing damage of 3 at the start of his turn.
Your battle axe slams into him, and he staggers back, falls to his knees, swaying slightly. You can see green draconic blood just gushing down his chest where you struck him. He coughed slightly. He says, "The Dark Lady will take her revenge," before he topples over, lands on the ground with a thud. Suddenly, the dead Draconian is replaced by the spectral appearance of Constance, a horrific, shrieking mockery of Constance lying there on the floor, just like going, "Ah!" And could you all please make wisdom saving throws?
This is against being frightened, right?
It is against being frightened. Jack, don't bother.
20.
Okay. You're not
Wisdom
afraid.
save, you said?
Yeah.
18.
That's a natural
afraid.
20.
None of you are
Nice.
afraid.
No,
This-
we are not.
This screaming, horrible, sort of like spectral apparition basically takes on the appearance of Constance and screams and wails. And then suddenly it morphs into the face of a woman wearing a helm, and you can sort of see armor on her shoulders, but it looks at you and says, "So these are the Platinum Dragons chosen. My eyes are on you." And then it fades away to leave nothing. The battle's still going on around you, but as this happens, the last few Draconians are slain, and a few of them run off into the woods just to save their worthless hides. Toad has disappeared somewhere, of course, because Toad does that. And the villagers start to calm down and move into the square, and they all kind of start to move closer to you, surrounding you with a big sort of like circle around you. They've all got torches, and some of them have got weapons. Some of them are using farming implements. Some of them are using weapons that Theros Ironfeld has given them. And Theros is standing there, and he looks at you and says, "You did it. You rallied the village. The Draconians have been driven off. The village is now ours again, and Drax is slain."
Yeah.
We have
Ma-
done what we need to do here.
But our
Thank
work
you.
is not yet done. To the south, the fortress of Pax Tharkas stands, and Verminard has taken many of the inhabitants of this town. We must travel south, and we must save them. And with
Magic.
that, credits roll.
Ooh.
Cliffhanger. End of the show. Will there be
Blimey.
a season 2? Who knows? People tell us if you want a season 2. I need at least as many people to tell us as there are players for there to be a season 2. I think it'll be
Will
fair.
our heroes defeat Verminard? Will they find the mystical Dragonlance?
Yes.
What happened to Fizzban? All this and
That is the end of season 1 of Against the Dragonlords. You have brought back word of the true gods. You have destroyed a dragon. You have saved the town of Solace from the dragon armies. And you've set yourselves up for a sequel, should that possibly happen. Congratulations. And you met Fizzman
Ooh.
Fabulous, which is always a bonus. Briefly.
We did. Thank you very much for running the campaign. I'm surprised it all worked out with
Yeah, it came-
these four people.
Yeah, it came close at sometimes. So thank you all for your the last 8 weeks have been so much fun. I've really, really enjoyed them. You have been a great group to play with. I would love to do it again. I hope you would. And also thank you very much to everybody who's been watching. I really hope everybody's enjoyed it, or listening, or however you consume this. We put this out in a variety of ways. You can see us on Twitch, YouTube, or podcast format. Why I'm telling you that, I don't know, because you can hear me or see me, and you already know how to get it. However, that is a thing. Before we go, would each of you like to just tell people who you are, where people can find you, and if you want to call something out or plug something, go ahead and do that. Do you want to start, Jess?
Absolutely, yeah. So my name is Jessica. You can find me at Tabletop Jess, but I'm also the business manager of EN Publishing. So wherever you're watching this, I am on other shows with EN Live. So you can have a look on our Twitch stream schedule. I'll go to enworld.live and see all the different shows and things we do there, so you can catch up with that. And another thing I'd like to plug is we EN Publishing launched a Kickstarter today. It is to bring firearms to your 5E games. So it's designed for original 5th edition, but of course, because Level Up Advanced 5th edition is backwards compatible, it can also work in there. So I've just put the link in the chat. If you'd like to take a look at that, I'd be very grateful. And it's just launched and is available for 2 weeks. So that is the thing I would like to plug.
Okay, and it's doing very well as well, I have to say.
Yes.
Yeah,
which is nice.
Great launch.
It's nice when people like your stuff.
Yes.
But yes.
Yeah. Okay, who would like to go next? V, would you like to go next?
Hi, I'm V. You can find me all over the internet at Tabletop Horde, mostly on Twitter, but I'm constantly buried under a mountain of work, so I don't tweet all that much these days. I just want to say thank you for being invited onto this, because this was so much fun to play in, and I've never been able to play in Dragonlance before. Things to plug. If you want to see more of me role playing, if you head over to the Follow Black Cat's Twitch channel, we have a Game of Thrones game that should be coming back sometime soon, called Blood and Sand, set in the kind of conquest age of when the Rhoynar came over to Dawn, so hundreds of years before the TV show. And I'm also doing some layout for Soul Muppet Publishing on an Orbital Blues adventure, which should be coming out at some point, which you'll hear me scream about if you follow me on Twitter. So,
Okie dokie. Jack, do you want to go next?
Hello, everyone. You can find me at Jack_Mullings on Twitter, which I'm just dreadful at. I famously have absolutely nothing to plug. So I also would just like to say it's been an absolute pleasure. I would like to thank all the people that we see regularly in the chat. It really means the world to have people watch us and enjoy this as much as we enjoy doing it. And I would like to plug the act of eating an orange in the shower. I would really like to plug that. And I recommend that everyone... No, I'm not going to clarify. I see a lot of confused lips in here. I'm not going to clarify it. I'm just going to suggest it. Just try it. Next time you have a shower, if you've got an orange or a clementine or anything like that handy, just eat it in the shower while you're having the shower.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough. And then finally, last but definitely by no means least, it is Dare.
Hi, I'm Dare. Pronouns she, they, they. I am a trans femme just working around freelancing in the industry. So I perform, I write, I edit, I do a bunch of stuff. If you like seeing me do tabletops and you want to see a campaign that I've been in that just recently finished, I recommend going to check out Transplanter RPG. It's an all trans people of color-led D&D actual play podcast. Podcast stream, it's a bunch of things, but it's all done now. We finished campaign 1. Many tears were had. It was weepy and it was beautiful. So I really recommend checking that out at Transplanter RPG. And if you want to find me, you can find me at the internet at Dare to Dream RPG, DARE, the number 2, DREAM RPG.
Thank you. And finally, I am Russ, aka Morris, or Morris, aka Russ, and you can find me at enworld.org. And I guess that's it. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, everybody, for playing. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And this is goodbye, at least until next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ta-ra.